time for Owlz baseball on 960 AM The Zone. The back-to-back Pioneer League champions have teamed up with the #1 sports station in Utah County. A match made in sports heaven. Catch the Owls all season long on 960 AM The Zone. Pre-game starts at 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 4 p.m. on Sunday. For a complete game and broadcast schedule, just log on to owlsbaseball.com. Now let's go live to the stadium with Owls broadcaster Brandon Godden.
Welcome, everybody. Another beautiful night here from Orem, Utah, along the Wasatch Front, where tonight a much better crowd on hand than yesterday. Expecting a near-capacity crowd here to finish off this three-game set for the homestanding Orem Owls, who have taken the first two games of this series, both with the same score, 2-1, and we are moving more quickly tonight than we have in the past few. We're all ready for the first pitch. Usually about 7:07 the first pitch comes here at the home of the Owls, but tonight 7:02, and Jeremy Haynes, the right-hander, is on the hill and about ready to fire to Alvi Morel. And as he does, and in between his pitches, we'll go ahead and take a look at the La Hacienda Imports starting lineup. Here comes the first pitch, squaring to Butters Morel and taking a first ball fastball, low and inside, 1-0. Behind Morel, Mark Maddox, Jace Turner, Luis Castillo cleaning up as Haynes goes from the wind. And this fastball misses outside, 2-0. Joe Dickerson, Brennan Herrera, Matt Maurizio, 5'6'7", Gilbert Gill, and Brett Bigler round out the order for the Chukars of Idaho Falls. That 2-0 caught the corner. Fastball by Haynes in there, 2-1. Defensively out in left, Chris Pettit. Peter Bourjos, of course, out in center, and Luis Rivera out in right. As the 2-1 comes, this one's fouled down the left field line. Going to get into the berm, the grassy area. A lot of folks out there tonight. The berm is packed. A lot of families, fireworks after the game today. On the infield for the Owls, P.J. Phillips, Ryan Mount, and Abel Nieves, Brooks Schenkel at first. That's the third to first. Scott Kanazik behind the plate, and of course on the mound and getting ready to hurl a 2-2 pitch. Jeremy Haynes, here it comes. Swing and a miss, got him with an off-speed pitch over the outside corner. Morel swung at it, came up empty. He swung at ball three, but a good pitch there by Haynes, who will throw the four-seam fastball in between 89 and 95 miles per hour. He's also trying to learn how to throw the two-seamer. We may see him throw that some tonight. And a good breaking ball. It's a slurve. It spins like a slider and breaks like a curve. And here's the first pitch to Mark Maddox, the second batter in the order, the second baseman. That fastball misses low, 1-0. La Hacienda Imports, as always, sponsoring your starting lineups at 858 South State Street. The 1-0 pitch coming, inside 2-0. They custom build. They'll do anything you need as far as furniture goes, everything from TV centers to bedroom sets. You can visit them online at LaHaciendaImports.com. Be sure that when you go into the store, you mention this ad for a discount. The 2-0 coming. That fastball misses low. Alex Ortiz back behind the plate tonight, calling the balls and strikes, and then in the field, Jason Birdsey with us again for the third game of this set, switching on and off each night. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. That one's a little low, and Haynes walked Maddox on 4 straight, so Maddox will take a trot down to first base. So with that win yesterday over these Idaho Falls Chukars, your Orem Owls moved to 9-4 and now stand alone atop the Pioneer League South. The Chukars fell to 8-5, so a big game here tonight and another huge 3-game set against this same Idaho Falls team up north at their place at McDermott Field for the next 3 nights. Swing and a miss by Jace Turner, the first baseman, and boy, a big shift is on for him. He's a dead pull hitter. P.J. Phillips is playing at shortstop, the normal third baseman. Ryan Mount is playing up the middle. Abel Nieves more to his left than he would normally be at second base, and Brooks Schenkel right on the bag at first, holding the runner Maddox. As that one's fouled back 0-2, and this is the first time we've seen this against Turner, who played yesterday, but the first time we've seen this type of defensive alignment. However, in the outfield, all the outfielders, interestingly enough, Rivera, Bourjos, and Pettit, in their normal positions at right, left, and center. So just playing him to pull on the infield. If he hit one down the left field line, he could run for days. The 0-2 pitch coming from Haynes. Fastball high and outside. Good job by Kanazik to hop out of the crouch and grab it. 1-2. One man out. We're on the top of the first. Thanks for joining us. Brandon Gaudin. You're listening to Orem Owls Baseball on AM 960 KOVO Provo. The 1-2 pitch coming from Haynes. High and outside again. He missed with another fastball. 2-2. Castillo on deck. Castillo is second in the entire league in RBIs, second in on-base percentage, a very dangerous cleanup hitter. The runner going, here comes the 2-2 outside. Kanazik's throw down to second is late, and Mark Maddox has swiped it. So Maddox will be in scoring position, and Jace Turner has a 3-2 pitch coming when Haynes steps back on the mound, and the Chukars have something going here in the top of the first. But nothing to worry about. The past 2 days, the Owls have gotten down 1-0 each night and fought back for a run in the 6th and 7th to win it. Haynes now steps off, and now he's back on. Right foot in front of the rubber, and he's set. Looking at second base, and now coming home. That 3-2 misses outside, and he walked him. So after getting Morrell out on strikes, Haynes has walked Maddox and Turner, and they're at first and second with one man out here in the top of the first. And here's that dangerous hitter, Luis Castillo. 405 on the season, 11 RBIs. He's also been walked 11 times, 3 times intentionally. He's a switch hitter, batting from the right, not a switch hitter, a right-handed hitter. That's what I meant to say, batting from the right side and fouling that one back. And out of play, 0-1. And now that the left-handed batter, Jace Turner, is down at first, the infielders return to their normal positions, not playing Castillo to pull like they were Turner. Haynes looking in. Kanazik gives him the side. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Grounded to first. Good play by Schenkel. He goes to second for one, but it's dropped by Abel Nieves, and the runners are safe at every base. Ryan Mount was covering the second base bag. Schenkel fielded it cleanly as it was hit right down the line, but he had a one-bounce throw into the second base bag. The shortstop, Ryan Mount, covering. It hit off the heel of his glove and bounced away from him. They're safe at every base. The runner from third, Mark Maddox, doesn't score, so they're loaded. Castillo reaches on an error, and they're going to credit it to Brooks Schenkel, the first baseman, a throwing error. So the bases are loaded with one man out, and Haynes in trouble here, pitching to Joe Dickerson. Fastball misses outside, 1-0. Doesn't get any easier with this left-hander. 3-10 on the season. 13 for 42, and Zeke Zimmerman out to have a word with Jeremy Haynes. So they haven't even gotten a hit yet off of Haynes, but the bases are loaded. Morrell struck out, and then the walks to Maddox and Turner. After Maddox had swiped second base, Turner walked. And then Castillo, with that hard grounder, Schenkel made a nice fielding play on it, turned and fired to second. And if he had gotten it to second cleanly for one out, they may have been able to turn the double play. It would have been close at first, but they didn't even get one out of it. So the bases are juiced. And number 30, the center fielder, Dickerson, at the plate. Now Haynes is ready. With the bases loaded, he goes from the wind, and the 1-0 pitch is fouled back to the screen. 1-1. Dickerson had a tremendous debut season with the Arizona Royals last year, batting .300, 4 homers, 40 RBIs. And that 40 RBIs led the Arizona League. Here comes the 1-1 pitch. That one's low. Gets by Kanazik, but barely, not nearly far enough to score Maddox from third. And Dickerson from a city in California I've never heard of, Yorba Linda. But I'm new to the western part of the state, so. He was ranked by Baseball America as the 9th best prospect in the Arizona League following last year's season. And now earning his spot on this club. The 2-1 pitch coming from Haynes, swing and a miss. Good fastball, threw it right by him, 2-2. Behind Dickerson is Herrera, the third baseman, the 6th batter in this Chukars order. Let's see if Haynes can get out of this. Come on, Jeremy. He goes from the wide to the 2-2 pitch. This one's hit up the middle. It's going to get through into center field for a base hit. Maddox is coming home. Turner rounds third. He'll score. The throw's coming into third base. Did they get him there? No. He slid in under P.J. Phillips' tag that came in from the throw by Peter Bourjos in center field. And the Chukars have already scored more runs here in the top of the first than they scored the past 2 nights. The score is 2-0. The runners now stand at second and third. A 2-run RBI single by Joe Dickerson has given them an early lead, and let's see how Haynes settles down here. He's got Herrera now at the plate, batting from the right side. Runners at second and third, one man out. Here comes the pitch. Fastball misses low and away. Haynes again going from the wind. And the 1-0 pitch. Breaking ball misses inside, 2-0. Still, the 2 runs have come in. The runners are at second and third, but that hit by Dickerson was the first hit of the ball game for these Chukars. The 2-0 pitch inside, 3-0. And again, as we've seen quite a few times here, early on in this 2006 campaign in air, plaguing the Orem Owlz early on. The 2-0 pitch coming. Or I should say the 3-0 pitch coming. That fastball misses inside. He walked him. The third walk of the inning for Haynes, and down to first goes Herrera, and they're loaded again. And Matt Maurizio, the catcher, standing in there now. So number 6, the right-hander for the Owls, struggling here in the first. Maurizio from Waltham, Massachusetts, a left-handed batter who played his college ball at Northeastern, getting his first start of this series. The first pitch to him from Haynes is low, missed with a fastball, 1-0. Maurizio at Northeastern played everywhere. Catcher, first base, third base, left field, and he was the Huskies' closer. The 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss, took something off it, and out in front was Maurizio, 1-1 count. So a near-capacity crowd still filing in here at the home of the Owls, but not seeing what they're looking at the scoreboard already. The 1-1 pitch coming, breaking ball right down Broadway. Good pitch, Jeremy. 1-2. And a hello to Harold and Shirley Haynes listening down in Madison, Florida. Thank you for joining us, the parents of Jeremy Haynes. This pitch is fouled back and over to the left side and out of play. And 1-2 will do it again. Yesterday, Bourjos started behind the plate, and the day before, Todd Baldup. But now Maurizio. They have 4 catchers on this Idaho Falls roster. Here comes the 1-2. That one's low and inside. Good block by Kanazik. He had to bounce over and take it off his chest protector after it bounced off the dirt. So the count will be 2-2. Still just one man out here on the top of the first. There's a Chucker at every base. And they've gotten 2 runs in on the Dickerson. Single up the middle. Here comes the 2-2. That one's too far low and in. Again, a good job by Kanazik to scoot over and block that breaking ball. If that gets by him, it's for sure another run. But instead, it'll be a 3-2 pitch coming. He's already walked 3 here this inning. There's nowhere to put Maurizio. Here he goes. The wind, the 3-2 pitch. A little bit low. He walked him. 4th walk of the inning for Haynes, and the Owls trail it 3-0 here on the top of the first. Still just one man out, and Kanazik out to have a word with his hurler. And coming up to the plate will be the 8th batter of the inning. And already in this ball game here in the top of the first, Gilbert Gill, the shortstop, batting from the right side. Gill, one of the least successful hitters so far this season for the Chukars, who are second in the league in hitting. Gill only batting .222, just 6 hits on the season. Small guy, bats from the right side, does Gill, 5'10", 180. Played his college ball at Cal Poly Slow. Free agent signee this year. Here comes the first pitch to him as Kanazik retreats behind the plate. It's a fastball that misses outside, 1-0 to Gill. The wind and the 1-0 pitch from Haynes. That's a called strike over the outside corner. There we go, 1-1. What I've learned early on in this season is they're never right off these Owls, even though they're not a huge lead. On 3 runs in the top of the first. But the offense is always plugging here for the Owls, especially when we get down early. There's a good breaking ball in there for a strike. 1-2 now. Haynes ahead of Gill. The Bigler on deck. Gill digs the right foot in, and the left follows. The 1-2 pitch from Haynes. This one's grounded foul into the Owls dugout. 1-2. We'll do it again. Gill from, as I said, played for Cal Poly Slow. He's from San Diego, California. Been in California all his life. Was an undrafted free agent. This is the guy who had 3 uncles who played in the major leagues. Benji Gill, of course, that's a pretty famous name. Jerry and Jimmy Berrigan as well. Swing and a miss, strike 3. There you go, Haynes. He gets his second strikeout of the inning. End of the ball game. Down goes Gill. He chased the breaking ball outside. That slurve, a mix of the slider and curve that Haynes throws. He got him on it. 2 men out. The ninth batter of the order, Brett Bigler, coming to the plate. And batting from the left side is Bigler. Still with the bases loaded. Now 2 men out here on the top of the first. And Haynes ready. He's just waiting on Bigler, who's now set. Here comes the first pitch. Fastball low, 1-0. Bigler played 3 years at UC Riverside. Very good club, and led the team with a .356 average and a lot of speed. 27 stolen bases in just 31 attempts as the 1-0's outside, 2-0. He was in the leadoff position the first game of the series, sat out yesterday, and he's fouling a 2-0 pitch back over the screen in the ninth slot today. A 2-1 count now on Bigler. And he holds the Riverside career Division I stolen base record, the all-time leader there at his former team. Haynes from the line, the 2-1. Outside, 3-1. He's already walked 1 in this inning. Walked 4 total, has Haynes so far. And again, nowhere to put Bigler. Jeremy ready. Here comes the 3-1. Outside, he walked another one in. And it is now 4-0. Idaho Falls. And manager Tom Kochman has seen enough. It looks like he's going to go to Holler. Holler is the only one throwing out there. So if he's going to make the change, and he does. So unfortunately, a very short outing for Jeremy Haynes, who leaves this ball game in the top of the first, trailing 4-0. It's going to be a Phone Directories Company call to the bullpen. You're listening to Orem Owlz Baseball on 960 AM The Zone.
Thinking of adding that special touch to your yard, something that will make a dramatic statement and add countless years of enjoyment? Then contact Awesome Waterfalls. Our craftsmen specialize in high-quality recreated rockwork and landscape designs of all shapes and sizes. While we're well known for our stunning waterfalls, we also remove pools, install vinyl and chain link fencing, sell topsoil, install sprinklers, and more, providing complete landscaping services for 20 years. Find out more at awesomewaterfalls.com.
Employers and employees are looking for the same thing, a good match. Adeco Employment Services provides qualified job applicants to businesses throughout the area. Our consultants match the best candidates to the best companies, saving both time and money. So whether you're looking for a great career or a great employee, call Adeco, the world's staffing leader. Find us in your yellow pages or give us a call at 801-764-9882. Adeco Employment Services. Chances are we already have the opening or the employee you're looking for.
Hi, this is Owlz broadcaster Brandon Gaudin. To get rid of our remaining commercial airtime, we are selling our final spots for as little as $15 a piece. For just $15, your company can reach everyone in Utah County on 960 AM. Call 377-BALL and ask for Media Relations to schedule your commercial airtime today. Or you can email radio@oremowlz.com. That's 377-BALL, 377-2255, or radio@oremowlz.com.
Top of the first, and we already have a new pitcher. Haynes struggling in his outing tonight and leaving the bases loaded with 2 men out here on the top of the first and 4 runs already crossing the plate. And Blake Holler, the left-hander who pitched for Stanford from Terre Haute, Indiana, takes over. And the Phone Directories Company call to the bullpen has been made early here by Tom Kochman. First pitch coming to Alvy Morrell, who led off this inning in this ball game, striking out to Jeremy Haynes. All looked good then before he walked Maddox and Turner. The error was made by Schenkel, and it was all downhill from there. The 0-1 pitch coming. Breaking ball fouled off, 0-2. Let Phone Directories Company make the difference in your business. You can advertise with them today by calling 866-58-GOPDC. The Phone Directories Company, great people, great books, great results. From the stretch, the 0-2 pitch with the bases loaded. This one's grounded to the right side. Schenkel fields it. He's going to have to flip quickly to Holler, who covers. Did he get him? Yes, he did. Good job by Holler to scamper over there quickly, field it from Schenkel, and step on the bag about just, I'd say, a millisecond ahead of Alvy Morrell, the speedy leadoff hitter. So they leave him loaded to the Chukars, but the damage is done. They get 4. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
It's time to stop the new car madness. No need to buy a new one. Take care of the car you have. Bring it to AMCO today and get a transmission fluid change for a special price of $49.95. We'll also give you our external diagnostic service free. Love the car you're with. Call 1-800-GO-AMCO.
Participating centers only, not available for vehicles with internal transmission problems. External diagnostic service includes road test, fluid, and external control check. Additional charges may apply to determine costs of internal repair required. $49.95 most vehicles. Expires December 31st.
Advanced Dental Care is your center of cosmetic and laser dentistry. Advanced Dental Care is where Doctors Michael and David Bennett specialize in the latest state-of-the-art procedures. With single-visit crown restoration, tooth-colored fillings, and the new Zoom 2 teeth whitening system, they bring tomorrow's dentistry today. Call for your appointment today at 375-1414.
Doctors Michael and David Bennett are the official team dentists and proud sponsors of Orem Owlz Baseball.
In baseball, the American dream is to make it to the big show and become a pro. Another American dream is to become a homeowner. It's easy. Give the pros at American Dream Mortgage a call. Whether it's your first home or just moving up to fit the family, American Dream Mortgage can get you into the game. Ask about debt consolidation plans, great rates, and low closing costs. Step up to the plate and call American Dream Mortgage at 227-5061. That's 227-5061. Hit a home run and start living the American dream.
Bottom of the first, Owlz coming to the plate, finding themselves in a 4-0 hole. The second half of the La Hacienda Imports starting lineups. Chris Pettit in the leadoff spot for the second time in the season and playing left field. DJ Phillips, third baseman, batting second. Scott Kanazik, Luis Rivera cleaning up. Tyler Johnson behind him. Ryan Mount, Brooks Schenkel, Abel Nieves, and Peter Bourjos getting ever so comfortable in that 9 slot. Just tearing it up since moving to the bottom of the order from the top is rounding out the lineup for your Owls. First pitch to Pettit is a called strike. Fastball from Rowdy Hardy. Yes, you heard me right. Rowdy Hardy is his name. The 0-1 is high, 1-1. He's on the mound behind the plate, Matt Maurizio. Third to first, Herrera, Gilbert Gill, Mark Maddox, and Jace Turner at first base. The 1-1 coming outside from the left-hander. In the outfield, Morrell in left, Dickerson in center, and Brett Bigler. They got some pretty interesting names on this Idaho Falls squad. From the wind, and the 2-1 pitch to Pettit. He swung on and foul-tipped it in the glove of Maurizio, 2-2. La Hacienda Imports, you know where they are on South State Street, 858. LaHaciendaImports.com. Mention this ad for a discount when you go in there on your furniture. A 2-2 pitch coming to Pettit. He fouls it back into the net behind home plate. And 2-2 will do it again. Pettit on the year. If I can find my, here it is. 5 for 23, 271. He does have 4 RBIs and the home run a few nights ago up in Ogden. The 2-2 pitch coming. Fouled again, this one to the right side lookout. Got about 10 rows up in the crowd. So that's a good thing that ball didn't clip anyone, because that was moving in there with some pace off the bat of Pettit. Everyone's okay. And Pettit will see another 2-2 from Rowdy Hardy. The all-time wins leader at Austin Peay history. Ground ball to the shortstop, Gill. Hit hard, but on one hop, Gill takes it and fires across to retire Pettit. 6-3 on the putout. So Rowdy Hardy, this left-hander from Bethel Springs, Tennessee, played at Austin Peay State, which is in the state of Tennessee, and he was their all-time wins leader in the history. And in the Ohio Valley Conference history, with just 32 wins in 3 seasons. As the first pitch coming to Phillips is hit in the right center field, chasing it is Bigler. He's not going to get to it. It's going to one-hop the wall. Phillips is headed for second. He's going to make the turn, but he's going to hold up right there. He was ready to go for third, but manager Tom Kochman had those 2 arms up over his head saying, hold on. It's a double for Phillips and a runner at second and 1 man out. And when I was talking about Hardy, I meant to say 32 wins in just 3 seasons, not just 32 wins in 3 seasons. A very, very impressive stat there. The worst of his years was actually his last campaign, where he went 9-3 with a 2.58 ERA, 5 complete games, and 101 innings pitched. He's firing to Kanazik, the catcher, and that one's fouled back and out of play, and that one's going to get into the Owlz parking lot. Ty, hit us with our first Glass Savers comic relief clip.
This is a tasty burger. You mind if I have some of your tasty beverage to wash it down?
This was the first. The 0-1 pitch coming with Phillips on second base. Hardy firing. Kanazik standing in there and fouling it again to the right side. So all these foul balls from these right-handed batters going to the right side. Now the count 0-2. And that comic relief clip, as always, you know, Glass Savers in Linden. All of your automobile glass needs, you can take it there. They'll fix you right up and tell them where you heard it. Right here on 960 AM, The Zone. Hardy's 0-2 pitch. This one's hit into right center field. Going back is Bigler and Dickerson, but the right fielder Bigler has room just shy of the track. Phillips will advance to third. And that ball hung up a little longer than I anticipated and gave a chance for Bigler, the right fielder, to race over in the gap and cut it off and field it just shy of the track. So, Kanazik is retired. Phillips does advance to third on the play, however. So the Owlz, if they're looking to cut into this 4-run lead, can start early with a single by Luis Rivera, the right fielder, batting in the cleanup spot, tied with the team lead in homers with 2 on the young year. Hardy looking at the runner at third and firing home, fouled back to the screen. It actually went off the catcher Maurizio's helmet and popped up about 20 feet and went on top of the net here behind home plate, an 0-1 count. Rivera 12 for 44, 273. He has struck out 14 times. Third in that department. The 0-1 pitch misses the outside corner. 1-1. Hardy has a very good breaking ball that at first comes into these right-handed batters and then kind of turns and goes the other way towards the outside part of the plate. The 1-1 swung on and missed. That fastball by Rivera, 1-2. Phillips got a 7 or 8 step lead off of third base, 7 or 8 foot step lead, I should say. And the 1-2 coming. This one's grounded to the second baseman, Maddox, who scoops, fires. And the Owls aren't going to get anything here in the bottom of inning number 1. So we'll go to inning number 2, trailing by 4. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
Barber Brothers Mitsubishi in Orem offers the finest new and pre-owned vehicles at unbeatable prices. If you want to roam over the Wasatch Front with power and style, you can choose from the Outlander, Montero, or the Endeavor, 3 sporty and roomy SUVs. Or how about a convertible for the hot Orem summer? The new 2006 Eclipse Spider is the top of the heap in style, class, and luxury. To get away from the ordinary, stop by and at least test drive a Barber Brothers Mitsubishi today. Barber Brothers, West University in Orem.
When it's time for your next set of tires, do you want the tire with the best warranty in the business? Then you should head to Big O Tires. When it's time for your next pair of Owlz baseball game tickets, do you want free tickets and a chance to win $50,000? Then get to Big O Tires for an entry form and details. No purchase necessary. Big O Tires, Utah's #1 tire store.
A reputation you can ride on. Big O Tires.
Get every every day off to a great start with the Daily Herald, Utah County's #1 newspaper. The Herald has you covered in every area, from local to world news and sports to classified. The Daily Herald has the most comprehensive and in-depth newspaper around. And of course, in addition to receiving the paper right to your door, you can also visit the Daily Herald online at harktheherald.com. The Daily Herald, your town, your neighbors, your newspaper.
Second inning, coming at you. Wow, the berm is packed here tonight. Told you we're supposed to have a near sellout crowd. In fact, by mid-game, they're probably expecting a sellout, but most of these fans, the families sitting on the grassy area, as the first pitch coming from Holler here in inning number 2 is low and inside to Mark Maddox. The grassy area that extends from the outside of the third base dugout where the Owls are, all the way out into right center field, and just packed with blankets and families, and of course a lot of them coming out to support the first place team. It also helps when you have a beautiful firework show expected after the ball game. Holler's 1-0 pitch is low, 2-0 to Maddox, who last inning was the first base runner in that nightmare. He walked Haynes. That was the first of Haynes' 5 walks, sent him down to first base. Now the 2-0's a called strike from Holler. Haynes just had a little trouble locating his pitches. He only gave up the 1 hit. They got 4 runs on 1 hit as this one's fouled back and out of play, 2-2. Maddox and Turner walked. Then the Castillo, the error at first base, which if it was fielded cleanly, there was a chance at a double play. Definitely, obviously, would have had the 1 out. Maybe a double play to get out of it with nothing. But then Dickerson got the single, the 2-run RBI, and Haynes would walk in 2 more batters with the bases loaded, as the 2-2 from Holler is a breaking ball that stays outside, and it's 3-2 on Maddox. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Blake. This one's grounded to the shortstop Mount. Oh, right through his legs and into left center field. Reaching on an error is Maddox, the second error of the game for the Owls, one by Schenkel, now one by Mount. He just picked up on it too quickly. He was throwing to first before he had gloved it. E6, Maddox reaches safely for the second time, and Jace Turner, who also walked, the first baseman, coming to the plate. Turner just 6 for 40 on the season, 150. And the shift is on again for Turner, batting left-handed, swing and a miss. This is the guy I told you about last inning, where the third baseman P.J. Phillips is playing at short. Ryan Mount playing normally where actually nobody would play. He's playing kind of in the second baseman's position, and then Abel Nieves is over in between he and Schenkel at first. Raking ball, called strike on the inside corner, 0-2. But the outfielders once again just straight away in their normal positions. Holler looks in with his glove on his right knee. Now he brings it up, comes set, looking at the runner at first and Maddox, and now firing home. This one's hit hard into right center field. Going back is Rivera, and it is gone. Just under the scoreboard and just over the Les Schwab Tires fence out there in right center field. That one got out just by a couple of feet. A hard line drive that crept out of here in a hurry. And just like that, the Owls trail this one 6-0. So an error and a homer. 4 runs in the first for the Chukars. 2 here in the second. And the Owls are in a big hole early. Luis Castillo reached on an error last inning. That ball that Schenkel threw that started that rally. Fastball high and outside from Holler, 1-0. Holler has a pretty good fastball that'll range from 87 to 92. And a slider that kind of breaks like a curve, according to pitching coach Zeke Zimmerman. There he threw the fastball. It's upstairs, brought Kanazik out of the crouch, 2-0. And Holler also still working on a changeup. Hasn't mastered it yet, says Zeke Zimmerman, but getting better with it. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. Low and inside, 3-0. Last inning, Haynes walked 5 batters, so we've already given 5 free passes away. Holler threatening to do the same here to Castillo. The DH, here comes the 3-0 pitch, high and outside. He walked him on 4 straight. And the first 3 men have reached safely here in the top of the second. Nobody out, and Joe Dickerson, the batter. And I would imagine we're going to have some more action in that Owlz bullpen. Nobody up throwing yet. Number 30, Joe Dickerson, the center fielder in there. He had the first big blow of this game. Actually, one of the only 2 hits, the RBI single last inning. He had the only hit last inning. And that 4-run barrage. First pitch is a fastball taken right down the middle, 0-1 from Holler. Holler comes set. And here comes the 0-1 pitch outside, a 1-1. Told you Holler pitched at Stanford. Used mostly as a reliever there. Did get some spot starts. And that slider is his kind of go-to pitch. The fastball decent, but really likes to throw that breaking ball. Here comes the 1-1, the breaking ball, fouled into the first base dugout. A little bit ahead of it was Dickerson. 1-2 the count. 2 years in the Cape Cod League. I don't know if you have ever heard about that prestigious Cape Cod League for the college players on the East Coast in Massachusetts, but that's where Holler pitched for 2 summers. And that's really where the scouts found him after he pitched very well there in 2005. As the 1-2 coming home, called strike 3. Good pitch, good fastball, half the knees. Dickerson wasn't expecting it. He's down on strikes. That's Holler's first strikeout of the evening, the first out here in the top of the second. One run last night and the night before was all Idaho Falls could muster, but they've already put a 6 spot up here so far, and we're only in the top of the second. The pitch coming to Herrera. This one's hit into left field, a base hit. Castillo will stay at second as it got into left center field. He had no chance to move over to third. Pettit, the left fielder, going over to cut it off quickly. The third hit of the game, and the runners are at first and second with 1 man out. And Matt Maurizio, who walked last inning and produced a run, he is coming to the plate, the catcher. Lefty with an open stance, waiting for Holler's first pitch. Holler stares down the runners and throws the breaking ball. Maurizio offers at it, but comes up empty, 0-1. Always email us your questions and comments at radio@oremowls.com. radio@oremowls.com. The 0-1 pitch coming. That one's low, bounces in the dirt in front of Kanazik. Good block. 1-1. He and Bambino, Kanazik and Bambino, who have split time behind the plate so far this year, with Kanazik getting 70% of the starts. They are just getting beat up. A lot of our pitchers throw good breaking stuff, but oftentimes that breaking stuff, even when it's at its best, will bounce on the dirt in front of the catcher and pop up just like it did there and hit him in the protector, but that one squirts away from Kanazik, and it's going to give the runners a chance to advance to second and third. Just what I was talking about, a breaking ball. Maurizio didn't offer at it. It bounced just behind the plate, hit Kanazik's protector, and scored it to the right. So now a 2-1 count. The infielders will move in on the edge of the grass and the dirt to try and prevent any more damage, with the Owls already down 6-0. Here comes the 2-1. Did he go around? Yes, he did. Check swing. He offered at it, and now a 2-2 count on Maurizio. Gilbert Gill on deck. Maurizio digs that left foot in. Standing in the middle of the box. Holler set. Infield in. The 2-2 coming. Here it is. A little bit low and outside. Holler thought he may have had strike 3. Alex Ortiz had other plans behind the plate, the man in blue. He calls it a ball, and the count is full. A walk would put him at first and set up a potential double play here with 1 out. But we'll take the strikeout if we can get it. The 3-2, swing and a miss. He did get the strikeout. It bounced in front of Kanazik, who will have to throw down to first. He does a wise job of checking the runner at third. Number 32, Castillo, before firing down to Schenkel. So the runners stay at second and third. A strikeout. The second of the game for Holler, second in this inning. And Gilbert Gill will bat now with the runners still at second and third base. Gill 222, 6 for 27. 4 RBIs coming into today's ball game. And he's the guy I was telling you that stands a little bit like Jeff Bagwell in that box. The first pitch coming. That one gets by Kanazik, and a runner's going to come home. Trotting in is Luis Castillo. And it is now 7-0, Idaho Falls. Moving over to third base is Brennan Herrera. Kanazik, a word of encouragement to Holler, who heads back to the mound. So Haynes giving up 4 in the top of the first. Holler giving up 3 so far here in the top of the second. And a 1-0 pitch, getting ready to come to Gill. Huge legs. He's a short kid, 5'10", and that's the description like Bagwell is the stance is very similar as the 1-0 goes outside. He'll dig that right foot in deep first, twist it around, and bring the big right leg in, and then the left leg to follow in a low squatting stance with a bat over his shoulders. 2 men out, the 2-0 pitch coming, grounded to third. T.J. Phillips can't come up with it, but Mount backhands it, fires across the diamond, and just did get Gilbert Gill. Good play. Third baseman Phillips couldn't get it. Mount got it deep in the shortstop's hole and fired across the diamond to end this one. But not before 3 more cross for the Chukars. We're going to the bottom of the second inning, down 7-0. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
Hey, Owlz fans. Dave Adams Classic Auto Repair is the premier collision repair specialist in Utah County. They have 3 locations, 1 in Lehigh, 2 in Orem. Any accident, fender bender, paint, or body work to be done, Dave Adams is the place to do it. Dave Adams is donating a car to charity. Go by any Dave Adams location or stop by the Booster Club booth at any Owlz Home Gym before August 15th for details. Dave Adams Classic Auto Repair wishes that the Orem Owls good luck, and go Owls!
Oh, what a
Looking to get in shape for cheap? Look no further than Dumbbells Gym in Payson. Located on South Main, Dumbbells Gym offers monthly memberships for just $20. And if you sign up for 6 months, that price drops to just $10 a month. Nobody along the Wasatch Front can match these unbeatable prices. And this isn't some corporate workout place. It's a local, family-owned gym with no contracts or gimmicks whatsoever. Call Dumbbells Gym today at 465-5633 or log on to dumbbellsgym.com for more information.
Today, more and more people are insuring their homes with us through Auto Owners Insurance. We'll provide low-cost, quality protection, claim service that is second to none. And if you insure both your home and car through Auto Owners Insurance, you'll qualify for additional premium discounts.
For a free comparison, contact Bailing Insurance Agency, located on the corner of Utah Avenue and Main Street in Payson. That's Bailing Insurance Agency, Payson's hometown agency for over 30 years.
We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll. We built this city. We built this city on rock and roll.
Bottom of the second. And I'd be lying if I said that things look good. The Owls trail at 7-0. The good news is this place is packed full of fans, more so than on opening night as the first pitch comes to Tyler Johnson from Rowdy Hardy. If all else fails, we can make fun of Rowdy Hardy's name, I guess. An 0-1 count as the pitch went right by Johnson. Here comes the 0-1. This one's hit into right center field, fairly deep. Going back is Joe Dickerson. He's at the track, and he has room. The wind, the flag out in center field, very still. That not helping Johnson, who had the solo home run yesterday that gave the Owls the 2-1 lead that they would never relinquish. If it was blowing out at all to right center field with how high that ball was hit, it's probably out onto the scoreboard and onto the street. But no such luck. Joe Dickerson camps under it and puts it away. Johnson's retired. And Ryan Mount, the shortstop, is the batter with one out here in the bottom of the second. Hardy's pitch is a called strike over the outside corner. Mount and Schenkel, should one of them reach out, Bell Nieves will be behind him. This one's hit into shallow center field. Charging is Dickerson, and he's got room. He's right there. Of course he's got room, but he's there in time. Under it, puts it away. 2 men out. So Dickerson chased one into the gap, and now he comes in for one. Mount is retired, and excuse me, I said that Schenkel was on deck, but the batter is actually Abel Nieves. Schenkel batting in the 8th slot tonight. So Nieves, the second baseman, batting from the right side and hitting this one to the left side. The third baseman, Herrera, up, across. 3 up, 3 down. Third inning, here we come. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
Are you planning on entertaining in your home? Do you find yourself crossing your fingers that just this once your sink will drain and your toilet won't act up? Well, uncross those fingers and call Healy Plumbing. Since 1978, we've specialized in residential and commercial drain cleaning, hot water heaters, and sewer cameras for thorough inspections. We even install water softeners. So call Healy Plumbing today at 798-3513 and watch your troubles go down the drain. Healy Plumbing, proud sponsor of your Orem Owlz.
In baseball, it takes a line drive straight up the middle to bring the runner home. If your car is having trouble driving a straight line or difficulty bringing you home, call Jack's Tire and Oil. They specialize in wheel alignments, balancing tires, oil changes, lube jobs, tune-ups, and more. To schedule an appointment, call 225-7207. Their 50-plus years in business means you're guaranteed old-fashioned service with a smile. That's Jack's Tire and Oil on North State Street in Orem.
And catch your favorite minor league team on the web at MILB.com, where it's fun to be a fan. Get in the game and get live scores, news, standings, schedules, tickets, and more. And suit up in team gear from the MILB Shop, the official online shop of minor league baseball. Join the millions of fans who just can't get enough of the game at MILB.com. There's nothing minor about it. It's where minor league baseball is always on.
Blake Holler back in there for his second inning of work, second full inning of work. He came in the first in relief of Jeremy Haynes, who had a rough start today, walking 5 men. 4 runners came in. 3 more in the second off of Holler. It's 7-0 Idaho Falls. And there's a 1-1 count on number 15, Brett Bigler, the 9th batter in their order, already batting for the second time tonight. He walked and brought in a run back in the first. The 1-1 pitch. Breaking ball outside, 2-1. To Bigler. Holler comes set. Kanazik gets the sign. The 2-1 pitch coming. This one's hit to the left side by Phillips, but Mount is in the hole and has it. Fires across the diamond, but not in time to get Brett Bigler, who, as I told you, has a lot of speed. 27 stolen bases during his career at UC Riverside. Led the entire conference. First team All Big West. And the all-time stolen base leader at UC Riverside. It was a slow roller that Phillips dove for but couldn't come up with. He probably wouldn't have been able to make the play anyways. Mount did a good job of throwing hard across the diamond, but an infield single, and the runner at first. First pitch coming to Avi Morel is a called strike fastball over the outside corner. Holler checking Bigler at first, and now coming home with the 0-1. That one's low and inside, 1-1. Morel, the left-handed batter from Monte Cristi, Dominican Republic. Not to be confused with Monte Cristo, The Count of Monte Cristo, one of the best movies I've ever seen, on a side note. The 1-1 pitch getting ready to come here to number 28. The leadoff hitter is grounded to the right side, but foul. 1-2 the count. This Morrell's fourth season of professional baseball already. Last year he played for the Rookie Royals down in Arizona. 313, 2 homers, 23 RBIs, and 15 stolen bases. And just yet another player that the Dominican has produced. Holler with a 1-2 pitch coming. Swing and a miss. It was a high fastball, and Morrell was just ducking out of the way, but in the process he swung his bat around. So kind of a didn't mean to, but it worked on the side of Holler. We'll take it. There's out number 1. Third strikeout for Holler, and Mark Maddox coming to the plate. 1 man out, 1 man on to the top of the third. Maddox batting for the third time in 3 innings. He's walked, and last inning he led it off reaching on that error by Ryan Mount that got last inning's rally started, where they would put 3 more on the board. A 1-0 count, and the 1-0 pitch coming from Blake Holler. Low and outside, a 1-1. So tomorrow, for our nation's Independence Day, we will be in Idaho Falls. The 4th, 5th, and 6th, 3 more games there, and then 2 in Casper, and then our first off day on Sunday the 9th. The 2-0 coming from Blake. This one's fouled back, 2-1. Never did I ever think that I would be spending July 4th at any point in my life in Idaho, and nothing against Idaho. Sure, it's a beautiful place, a lot of potatoes, but never thought that I would be spending a July 4th in the great state of Idaho. Game tomorrow at 7:05. 7 o'clock we'll be coming at you on 960. Runner going. Here comes the 2-1. It's outside. The throw down to second is late. Bigler stole it. Told you about his speed. He reached on his speed. He stole second on his speed, and a 3-1 count to Maddox. And Bigler, that is his 5th stolen base in 5 attempts already this season. 3rd in the league in that department. Tied with O.D. Gonzalez right here on this Chucker squad for the season now. They've stolen 19 bases collectively. This one's grounded to the shortstop, Ryan Mount. He has it across the diamond. High throw, but Schenkel fields it with his foot on the bag, and there are 2 men out. Bigler does advance to third as that ball was hit more up the middle, and he was running hard right off the bat. So Bigler at third base. The 8th run is 90 feet away. There are 2 men out. Maddox is retired, and Jace Turner, the batter. See if they put the shift on like they did the last 2 times, and they do. Phillips playing in the shortstop position, Mount up the middle. Nieves a little left to where he would be, and Schenkel basically on the line. And Holler has to step off to hold Bigler close at third, because with Phillips not holding him at third base and playing basically the shortstop position, got a lot of room to play with. The first pitch coming to Jace Turner, swing and a miss. Turner last inning, after Maddox reached on the air, Turner hit a line drive that got out of here in a hurry, and that made it 6-0. They would add 1 more last inning, and that's where we stand now. The 0-1 pitch from Holler. That one's low. Good stop by Kanazik in the dirt, 1-1. And Phillips realizing the third baseman, who's kind of playing shortstop on this shift that we've got on Turner, realizing that he cannot play that far over towards the shortstop's position with that runner on third base, or else he can just get a huge, huge lead. 1-1 pitch coming. Fouled back to the screen, 1-2. So what they've done is they've moved Mount a little bit to the left from our vantage point behind home plate of the second base bag, and Phillips a little closer to third now to try and keep Bigler at bay. And the 1-2 pitch coming from Blake Holler, swing and a miss. They do have to throw down to first to retire him because it bounced in front of Kanazik, but Kanazik does it. Fires down, Schenkel squeezes. So this inning went a little bit smoother. The first goose egg for the Chukars put up on the board. They still lead at 7-0. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
Phone Directories Company is proud to be the official phone directory of the Orem Owlz. We cover Utah with 15 great directories, all designed with Utah communities in mind. Our phone book has everything you need, from menu guides, money-saving coupons, area maps, recreation information, and our new audio information line. Let us make the difference in your business. Advertise today. Phone Directories Company, great people, great books, great results. For advertising info, call 1-866-58-GO-PDC.
Jake Bunch here for Utah Community Credit Union.
Jake, what are you doing?
Well, Deb, it's UCCU's 50th anniversary, and I want to let people know we're celebrating.
But when you're home, could you tone it down a little bit?
I can't tone down the excitement for UCCU's special rate on auto and home equity loans.
I know you're excited.
Did you know that UCCU is offering a fixed-rate auto loan as low as 5.95%?
Yes, it's just for while we're eating.
Or a fixed home equity loan also as low as 5.95%?
Can't we eat dinner without all this?
Loans as low as 5.95% and no closing fees. Deb, no fees.
But didn't you...
But you have to act now. Rates are going up July 1st.
Jake, where are you going?
I'm calling UCCU right now to lock in this fabulous rate.
But didn't you call them this morning and last night?
Baby? Give Utah Community Credit Union a call right now at 223-8188 to sign up and lock in this special low rate. That's 223-8188. Available on approved credit. Equal housing lender, member NCUA. If you live, work, or attend school in Utah, Wasatch, or Juab County, you can join Utah Community Credit Union. What does it mean to you?
Schenkel will lead off the bottom of the third. Offense is what we need. This first pitch coming and looped into shallow center field. Charging is Dickerson. He's got it. Actually a little shaded over towards right center. Had Schenkel played in the gap and didn't have to run too far for the ball to Dickerson. Schenkel's retired. Already the third put out of the game for Joe Dickerson out in center field. And Rowdy Hardy, the starter for these Chukars, is looking strong so far here, giving up just one hit and no runs. Owlz pitching has struggled a bit here tonight. 7-0 already in the bottom of the third. Squaring to bunt is Bourjos. Now he pulls it back and takes the ball low, 1-0. Bourjos' father is on hand tonight. Told you a few nights ago. He is actually a scout in the Brewers organization. The 1-0 pitch coming. He was in the area doing some scouting and stopped by here at the home of the Owlz to see his son play. A 2-0 count on Peter. Rowdy Hardy, the left-hander from the wind, and the pitch swung and fouled back to the screen. 2-1 on Bourjos. Bourjos, since moving into that ninth slot, just in an absolute tear. He's raised his average from 200 to 353. 18 hits for Bourjos, which I believe is third. Yes, third in all of the Pioneer League for hits so far in the season. And he's tied actually with Alvy Morel of this Idaho Falls club as he fouls that one to the right side and out of play. So many of these foul balls so far of this ball game by Rowdy Hardy pitching to these right-handers have been fouled off to the right side. And they haven't all been fastballs that the batters have been laid on either. The 2-2 is grounded up the middle, but the second baseman scoots over, makes a great play, does Maddox, and fires to first to get Bourjos. Good play by Mark Maddox, the second baseman. Covering a lot of ground to get up the middle and scoop it up before it hopped into center field, and firing to the first baseman, Turner, who made a good stretch to get Bourjos. 4-3 on the putout, and there are 2 men out. And nobody on. Chris Pettit grounded out to the shortstop. Gilbert Gill back at the first. He stands in there now. And Hardy working quickly. Here comes the pitch. Scoring to bunt. Pulling it back. Ball inside. Pettit takes it 1-0. And still piling in here. And I only see about a handful of empty seats. The 1-0 pitch coming. Called strike over the inside corner. 1-1. We return home on the 10th next Monday to face Missoula. Our first time out of the Southern Division to play the Northern Division. Missoula and Helena each coming in town for a 3-game set as Pettit fouls it back 1-2. Missoula the 10th, 11th, 12th, and 13th. They're here for a 4-game set. And Helena the 14th, 15th, and 16th. or we go on the road to play those two clubs. So that's pretty much how it is here in the Pioneer League. When you see a team, you see them frequently, and then you don't see them again for a while. The 1-2 is high, 2-2. Here comes the 2-2 from Hardy to Pettit. This one's hit to the right side and through. A line drive base hit by Pettit. First baseman Jace Turner had his arm outstretched to try and glove that one in the air, but he couldn't get any leather on it, and it goes into right field. And Pettit has reached first for the first time tonight, and he has the Owls' second hit on the evening. And P.J. Phillips, who has the other Owls hit, a double back in the first inning. We got him to third but couldn't get him in, is now at the plate. For Phillips, that was his third double of the season, third extra base hit of the season. He watches the first pitch from Hardy, a fastball, catch the outside corner, 0-1. So Pettit off first, the Owls trailing 7-0 here in the bottom of the third frame. Hardy checking Pettit closely and firing home, and this one's fouled to the right side. Right fielder Bigler going to give chase, but not even have a chance. It's getting out and into the ground screw area, 0-2. Phillips with that third extra base hit back in the first inning, 233 on the season coming into today's game. Doug Reinhardt has gotten a few starts over at third base, but Phillips getting the majority of them. The second-round draft pick in last year's 2005 draft. This one's hit hard, but right at the third baseman, Herrera. He goes the short way to second and gets the sliding Chris Pettit, and the inning is over. Al still struggling offensively. We go to the fourth, 7-0 Chukars. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
When it comes to firearms, bearing arms is your right. Gun safety is your responsibility. Never fire rounds into the air for any occasion. Store your firearms out of the reach of children, and always use trigger locking devices in gun safes. A community service reminder from Sportsman's Warehouse, where they offer a complete line of quality hunting, fishing, and camping supplies. Visit them on South University Avenue in Provo, or see them online at sportsmanswarehouse.com. Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter.
Dumbbells Gym, a locally owned workout facility in Payson with the cheapest prices along the Wasatch Front, has recently launched a new website, vitaminsfordummies.com. Vitaminsfordummies.com is home to over 10,000, yes, 10,000 health products and workout supplements at simply unbeatable prices, delivered right to your doorstep. You don't even have to leave your home. That's Vitamins for Dummies, DUNMYS. Vitamins for Dummies, a product of Dumbbells Gym in Payson. Log on today.
Insure both your car and home with us through Auto Owners Insurance, and we'll save you money. That's right. With Auto Owners multiple policy discount, when you insure both your car, home, mobile home, or condominium, we'll save you time and money by consolidating all of your insurance needs with a no-problem company. Auto Owners Insurance.
For a free comparison, contact Western States Insurance Agency in Spanish Fork on Center Street across from City Park. Western States Insurance. Our customers are first class, just like our service. Find us in the yellow pages under insurance.
We are 1/3 of the way through this ball game here on July 3rd, Monday evening. Brandon Gaudin, you're listening to 960 AM The Zone. KOVO Provo and the Owls have made another Phone Directories Company call to the bullpen. Let the Phone Directories Company make the difference in your business. You can advertise with them. You can call them to find out about all their advertising options at 866-58-GO-PDC. Phone Directories Company, great people, great books, great results. The new hurler, number 41, Josh Coles. Josh Coles, the third pitcher of the night for the Owls. He's got a fastball. He throws a 2 and a 4-seamer, 86 to 91 mile per hour. He'll also throw the splitter, a good slider. The note on Coles, though, that's probably the most interesting is that he is a converted outfielder. Played outfield last year right here in Orem. This is his first year as an actual pitcher. He and Anthony Sullivan, who is also a pitcher, the only two players from last year's club. But Coles played outfield last year. Now he's on the mound. And he's pitching to Luis Castillo to lead off the top of the fourth with the Owls trailing by 7 runs, 7-0. First pitch called strike outside corner, 0-1. Coles, a pitcher that goes from the stretch, doesn't even use the windup, even though there's nobody on base. Hard fastball, right back by Castillo, 0-2. Castillo has walked and reached on an air. Standing back in from the right side is Castillo, whose on-base percentage is second in the league at .542. 0-2, called strike 3. Good breaking ball. There's the slider from Coles that hit the outside corner, and down on 3 straight pitches goes Luis Castillo. And this capacity crowd happy to see that. Fireworks after the game. The question is, how many offensive fireworks do the Owls have in them for these last 6 innings? Enough to fight back and hopefully at least catch up to this Idaho Falls squad. Dickerson the batter now. This one's grounded up the middle, but the second baseman Nieves is going to have it, but now he drops it. He was going to try and throw. It was a high chopper that got over the head of Coles. Second baseman Nieves charging would have had to throw it on a row pretty hard, but when he went to fire it and change it from his glove to his throwing hand in the right arm, it popped out. So reaching first, they're going to call it an infield hit, and rightfully so, is Joe Dickerson. Coles tried to jump and get that one, but he would have needed a 20-foot step ladder. It got way up off the dirt, just in front of home plate, and popped over his head. Nieves couldn't make the play. Runner at first, 1 man out. There's the slider. Caught the corner. Herrera saw it, but looked at it, didn't offer. 0-1. He singled in 2 trips to the plate. He was also one of Haynes' 5 walks, the starter for this game in the first inning. Coles checking the runner at first, and the 0-1 fastball upstairs, 1-1. So Coles played outfield last year, and 203 in 44 games. Didn't have a very good offensive season. Did have 6 home runs. He's got a powerful bat, 23 RBIs. This one's hit into right center field. Chasing it is Rivera and Bourjos. It's going to drop in front of Rivera. A single, back-to-back singles here. 1 infield, 1 to the outfield, and the runners are at first and second with 1 man out off of Josh Coles. So he did have 6 home runs, but just batted 203 in 44 games last year here for Orem and did Josh Coles. 23 RBIs, so not a bad year, but they just absolutely loved the cannon that he had from the outfield and said, well, why don't we try you on the mound? Worked with him in the off season, and now he works out of the bullpen. He had a little bit of trouble here. The first pitch to Matt Maurizio, the catcher, who walked back in the first and struck out in the second, is outside, 1-0. Coles missed with a fastball. Coles coming set, trying to prevent any more damage. The 1-0. There's a good slider. Right in there, 1-1. Breaks quite a bit, not as much as Arredondo's slider, who pitched last night, came on and closed the door in the 9th, but Arredondo, as far as I've seen, has got the best slider in this league, at least as far as break goes. Just unbelievable break on that Arredondo slider. The 1-1 is low, 2-1 from Coles. Maurizio, his first start of the series, behind the plate. We've seen 3 catchers for this squad already. He's in there waiting the 2-1. This one's grounded to second, could be 2, 4, 6. Come on now, 3, double play. Good stretch by Schenkel at first. Good turn by Mount. Inning over. Maybe that'll give us a little confidence. Crowd getting into it. Hopefully we can score some runs for you when we get back. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
If the gang's coming over for the big game, they're going to be hungry. You better make sure you have plenty of great pizza on hand. You better stop by Nicole Italia Pizzeria. At Nicole Italia, every pizza is handmade with the finest and freshest ingredients. It's real East Coast style pizza, made from Italian family recipes handed down throughout the generations. Look for the money-saving coupons in the deck's yellow pages. Nicole Italia Pizza, the authentic taste of Italy, right here in Provo, at 2295 North University Parkway, next to Pudding on the Right.
Phone direct
Directories Company is proud to be the official phone directory of the Orem Owlz. We cover Utah with 15 great directories, all designed with Utah communities in mind. Our phone book has everything you need, from menu guides, money-saving coupons, area maps, recreation information, and our new audio information line. Let us make the difference in your business. Advertise today. Phone Directories Company, great people, great books, great results. For advertising info, call 1-866-58-GO-PDC.
The United States Air Force salutes the athletes competing in today's game. They know in sports, like in life, you have to step up to the challenge to succeed. If you have high aspirations and want to be part of another champion team, join the United States Air Force. You'll receive training in a variety of fields and become part of an elite group of men and women dedicated to the service of this great country. Call 1-800-423-USAF or log on to airforce.com. The United States Air Force. Cross into the blue.
Coming to the plate in the bottom of the fourth. Before they come to the plate, we're going to give you the Pioneer League scoreboard update, sponsored by Same Day Electric. Let's look at our Southern Division foes battling it out in Ogden tonight. Casper having a 2-1 lead in the third inning. Casper, boy, they are struggling. Just 2-11 on the season and searching for their third win. Both of their wins have come against Idaho Falls, but they've also played this Idaho Falls club 8 times already on the season, like we have Ogden. But right now they're clinging to a 2-1 lead in the third, up north on I-15. First pitch coming to Brooks Schenkel is hit into right center field, but not very deep. Dickerson scampers over there and cuts it off, and there is one man out, and I apologize, that wasn't Schenkel. That was the catcher, Scott Kanazik, who's now 0 for 2 on the night. Helen and Great Falls 1-1 in the fourth. And Missoula with a 2-0 lead over Billings. That one in the third. That is your Pioneer League scoreboard update, sponsored by Same Day Electric, who is proud to support Owlz baseball. They've got skilled technicians that are professionally trained, background checked, and they're even drug tested. So, you won't have anybody smoking pot in your house if you call them at 377-SAME or visit them at SameDayElectric.com. Fly ball pretty deep to right field. Crowd gets excited about it, but that one doesn't have enough under it, especially with this wind being very, very stiff. Or excuse me, not stiff, but there's no wind at all to speak of here tonight. So Rivera flies out to right, just shy of the track, making the play is Brett Bigler. So the Owls are getting the ball in the air into the outfield, but either getting way under it or the line drive's getting hit soft enough to where the outfielders can get underneath them and make the play. And Tyler Johnson at the plate. He had a deep fly out to right his first time up. Yesterday had the solo home run that was the difference in that ball game, where the Owls got the 2-1 victory. The 1-0 pitch coming from Rowdy Hardy. Inside 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That one's in there for a strike. Taking is Johnson. Johnson stands back in. Hardy looking for the sign. Gets it from Mauricio. The 1-1 pitch. Or 2-1 pitch inside. Almost hit him. In fact, up here it looks like that caught the letters on his jersey. Ortiz, the home plate umpire, says no. And here comes the 3-1 pitch to Johnson. This was hit high and deep to left field. Forget about it. That ball is high, it is deep, and it is gone. 7-1. That is without a doubt the furthest home run we've seen this season. It not only went beyond the first wall here in Orem, there is a second wall way beyond the grassy berm, beyond that left field fence where all those families are sitting on their blankets, and it cleared that one easily by about 10 or 15 feet, clearing both walls. And another solo home run here tonight. Tyler Johnson gets the Owls on the board in the bottom of the fourth, 7-1, their first run of the game. Maybe that'll get some life into these bats as Ryan Mount grounds the first ball he sees foul right at the first base bag. That ball was scorched off the bat of Johnson. So 7-1, now your score. And here comes the 0-1 pitch. Good breaking ball. 0-2. Looked like it was going to come inside on Mount. He started to step into the bucket and broke across the plate. The 0-2 pitch. Another slider, but this one hit, but right at the first baseman, Turner. On a line, Turner went to his right a step, stuck his glove out, and made the play. A line out to the first baseman, Jace Turner, off the bat of Ryan Mount. That ends it. The good news, though, we've scratched the scoreboard. The solo home run by Johnson has cut the lead to 6. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
Thinking of adding that special touch to your yard? Something that will make a dramatic statement and add countless years of enjoyment? Then contact Awesome Waterfalls. Our craftsmen specialize in high-quality recreated rockwork and landscape designs of all shapes and sizes. While we're well known for our stunning waterfalls, we also remove pools, install vinyl and chain link fencing, sell topsoil, install sprinklers, and more, providing complete landscaping services for 20 years. Find out more at awesomewaterfalls.com.
Employers and employees are looking for the same thing, a good match. Adecco Employment Services provides qualified job applicants to businesses throughout the area. Our consultants match the best candidates to the best companies, saving both time and money. So whether you're looking for a great career or a great employee, call Adecco, the world's staffing leader. Find us in your yellow pages or give us a call at 801-764-9882. Adecco Employment Services. Chances are we already have the opening or the employee you're looking for.
Hi, this is Owlz broadcaster Brandon Gaudin. To get rid of our remaining commercial airtime, we are selling our final spots for as little as $15 a piece. For just $15, your company can reach everyone in Utah County on 960 AM. Call 377-BALL and ask for Media Relations to schedule your commercial airtime today. Or you can email radio@oremowlz.com. That's 377-BALL, 377-2255, or radio@oremowlz.com.
The fifth, the Owls are on the board, now trailing at 7-1. Josh Coles, the third pitcher of the night for the Owls, out there for his second inning of work. He will face Gilbert Gill, Brett Bigler, and back to the top of the order with Alvy Morrell. First Gill. I'm drinking one of those Rockstar energy drinks, and I'm about ready to bounce off the walls. Probably be the last time I do this in the booth. But Ty Stark back in the studio just told me that if I drink this full 16-ounce can, that is the maximum amount that they advise you to have in one day, and I've drank it in about 30 seconds. First pitch coming to Gill from Coles is a fastball outside. So if I slur my speech and start to bounce around, you'll know why. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. The 1-0 pitch coming to Gilbert Gill, the shortstop. Good breaking ball. Right in there for strike one, 1-1. The transaction update sponsored by the Bank of American Fork is all clear. Nobody going up or down from your Orem Owlz squad is the 1-1 pitch coming. That one's high and over the head of Gilbert Gill, the shortstop. He had to duck down to avoid it from hitting him, and Kanazik reached over and made the catch. 2-1 count now. Gill struck out, grounded out so far today. Got it in the first and second innings, and now here again in the fifth. That's a called strike over the outside corner. Gill didn't think so. He has a word for Alex Ortiz behind home plate. 2 balls and 2 strikes. We still have not seen Leonardo Calderon, that new pitcher that we got a few days ago, who's going to be working out of the pen as the 2-2 coming. Swing and a miss. Slider over the outside corner. Gill chased it. Good pitch by Coles. One man down. We got Calderon and Amalio Diaz, who you've seen, is the second man now in the rotation, took the spot of Anthony Ortega. But yet to see Calderon. That was your last transaction update, sponsored by American Fork. Enjoy the perks of big city banking, but small town service with the Bank of American Fork's check image solution. First pitch fastball to Bigler, 0-1. Express Deposit. Express Deposit is a one-stop solution payment that includes electronic processing and online reporting. You can call the Bank of American Fork and let them bring the bank's teller window to your business. 0-1 pitch coming. This one's grounded right at Ryan Mount. A step and a crow hop, and 2 men out. So, after the first 2 innings were very slow and lopsided, 7 runs for the Chukars through those first 2. Since then, Holler only faced 4 batters in the third. Last inning, Coles just faced 4, and he set down the first 2 here in the 5th. So progressively getting better. Alvy Morel, the batter. Breaking ball, strike 1. And not out of this by any stretch. If you've been listening to us all season, you know that there have been some crazy, crazy games and some stranger comebacks than this. The 0-1 pitch hit him on the knee. He'll take the trot down to first base. And running a little awkwardly down there is the leadoff man, Alvy Morel. He appears to be okay, though. See if athletic trainer Yoshi Katara is going to come out and have a look at him. Well, apparently now, are they going to say that ball nicked off his bat first? Yeah, he's going to come back and bat. So now, put up 2 strikes on him. 0-2. Thought he got plunked, which the ball did hit him. But Alex Ortiz thought about it for a second. After Morel went all the way down to first base, he went down there and got him. And now he swings at an 0-2 slider and comes up empty. I don't know what took Alex Ortiz, the home plate umpire, so long to go back and get Morel, and figured out that he had actually had a piece of that ball hit his bat on the 0-1 pitch. But he comes back and misses an 0-2 slider, and the inning is over. 1-2-3 with a pair of strikeouts for Coles here in the top half of the 5th, halfway home, and needing some more runs. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
It's time to stop the new car madness. No need to buy a new one. Take care of the car you have. Bring it to AMCO today and get a transmission fluid change for a special price of $49.95. We'll also give you our external diagnostic service free. Love the car you're with. Call 1-800-GO-AMCO.
Participating centers only, not available for vehicles with internal transmission problems. External diagnostic service includes road test, fluid, and external control check. Additional charges may apply to determine costs of internal repair required. $49.95 most vehicles. Expires December 31st.
Advanced Dental Care is your center of cosmetic and laser dentistry. Advanced Dental Care is where Doctors Michael and David Bennett specialize in the latest state-of-the-art procedures. With single-visit crown restoration, tooth-colored fillings, and the new Zoom 2 teeth whitening system, they bring tomorrow's dentistry today. Call for your appointment today at 375-1414.
Doctors Michael and David Bennett are the official team dentists and proud sponsors of Orem Owlz Baseball.
In baseball, the American dream is to make it to the big show and become a pro. Another American dream is to become a homeowner. It's easy. Give the pros at American Dream Mortgage a call. Whether it's your first home or just moving up to fit the family, American Dream Mortgage can get you into the game. Ask about debt consolidation plans, great rates, and low closing costs. Step up to the plate and call American Dream Mortgage at 227-5061. That's 227-5061. Hit a home run and start living the American dream.
Bottom of the 5th, once again, I had absolutely nothing to do with that bump music coming back in. That, as always, is provided by Ty Stark back at the studio. Quickly in a hole here is Abel Nieves 0-2, the 0-2 pitch. He barely catches a piece of it and rolls it back to the screen. Nieves, Schenkel, and Bourjos, 7, 8, 9 in the Owlz order. We got a run in the bottom of the 4th. After trailing 7-0, Tyler Johnson hit a long solo shot over the left field wall. 7-1 where we stand here at the bottom of inning number 5. Taking time is Nieves, and now standing back in there, set and ready. So is Rowdy Hardy. The 0-2 pitch coming. He went around. Down on strikes goes Nieves. Tried to hold up on a slider that was coming low and in. But he realized it was going to be a ball too late, and the second baseman for the Owls goes down. That is that's what I thought, and I just had to double check. Just the first strikeout on the evening for Rowdy Hardy. Here comes the pitch, grounded sharply to short off the bat of Schenkel. Shortstop Gill bobbles it, and the E6. It was hit right at him. In fact, it bounced up right to the chest. Should have been an easy play. And a 6-3 putout but he bobbled it and stuck it in his pocket. Didn't even fire over to first, and Schenkel reaches on an air. And we will take any base runner we can get down by 6 here in the 5th. So a runner at first, one man out. Peter Bourjos, the batter. 3:53 coming into today's game, 0 for 1. Grounding out to the second baseman in the 3rd. Hardy's pitch to him. He squares the bunt and pulls it back. About 50% of the time, I would say, that Bourjos comes to the plate. He squares around the bunt and pulls it back, and usually always induces a first pitch ball. The 1-0 pitch, swinging at this one, off-speed pitch, came up empty. A 1-1 count on Peter, whose father is in the crowd tonight. A scout in the Milwaukee Brewers organization. Here watching his son, the 1-1 pitch. Coming now from Hardy. That one missed outside, 2-1. Never did give you the lines on Haynes and Holler. Haynes struggled tonight again, 5 walks and 2/3 of an innings pitched. 4 runs, but only 2 of them were earned, 1 hit, and 2 strikeouts for the starter, Jeremy Haynes, on the side of the Owlz. The 2-1 is a called strike on Bourjos, 2-2. Holler went 2 1/3 in relief of Haynes. Gave up 3 runs, only 1 of those was earned. 3 hits, 1 walk, and 4 strikeouts. As the 2-2 pitch coming home, this one's hit towards second, could be 2, 4, 6, 3. Did they get him? Barely. Very, very, very rarely are you going to get Peter Bourjos on a double play, but that ground ball hit hard to second and right up the middle. He had an easy flip to Gill, who threw it to first and just barely got Peter Bourjos on the 4-6-3. So, we get a base runner, but the side is retired, and we go to the 6th, 7-1. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
It's time to stop the new car madness. No need to buy a new one. Take care of the car you have. Bring it to AMCO today and get a transmission fluid change for a special price of $49.95. We'll also give you our external diagnostic service free. Love the car you're with. Call 1-800-GO-AMCO.
Participating centers only, not available for vehicles with internal transmission problems. External diagnostic service includes road test fluid and external control check. Additional charges may apply to determine costs of internal repair required. $49.95 most vehicles. Expires December 31st.
Advanced Dental Care is your center of cosmetic and laser dentistry. Advanced Dental Care is where Doctors Michael and David Bennett specialize in the latest state-of-the-art procedures. With single-visit crown restoration, tooth-colored fillings, and the new Zoom 2 teeth whitening system, they bring tomorrow's dentistry today. Call for your appointment today at 375-1414.
Doctors Michael and David Bennett are the official team dentists and proud sponsors of Orem Owlz Baseball.
In baseball, the American dream is to make it to the big show and become a pro. Another American dream is to become a homeowner. It's easy. Give the pros at American Dream Mortgage a call. Whether it's your first home or just moving up to fit the family, American Dream Mortgage can get you into the game. Ask about debt consolidation plans, great rates, and low closing costs. Step up to the plate and call American Dream Mortgage at 227-5061. That's 227-5061. Hit a home run and start living the American dream.
There we go, 7-1. Chukars lead it over the Owlz, trying to get revenge for the last 2 days where the Owlz have come back on both occasions after trailing 1-0 and winning both games 2-1. Going for the sweep here tonight, but not looking good so far through 5. Josh Cole's back out for his 3rd inning of relief work. And he will be facing 2-3-4 in the Chukars order, Maddox, Turner, and Castillo. Now the wind picking up a little bit. It was dead through the first 4 innings. But now that a big American flag over center field blowing a little out towards right center. We could have used that earlier as we had 2 balls that went to the right center field warning track. With the help of a little breeze, probably could have gotten out of here. Maddox, this one hit him. First pitch from Coles here in the 6th. Hit Maddox right on the shoulder blade. He'll take the trot down to first. I was going to tell you that he was 0 for 2 and had reached on an air and walked. And now he's reached 3 times and hasn't even gotten a hit. He's been hit by a pitch, been walked, and reached on an air to the shortstop, Ryan Mount. So a runner at first to lead off the top of the sixth. Fastball coming, called strike over the inside corner to Jace Turner. The shift back on for Turner, a dead pull hitter. And he had a 2-run homer back in the second that made this game at that point 6-0. After they got 4 runs in the top of the first, they got 2 off the bat of Turner, and they would add 1 more in that frame to make it 7-0 before Johnson's solo blast at the bottom of the fourth. That's where we stand now. 0-1 fastball missing outside, 1-1 to the first baseman. I'm going to tell you about Sean O'Sullivan, the starter yesterday, who only went 3 innings, and we were all very surprised when he exited the game after having a very low pitch count after 3 innings and only giving up 1 run. And I speculated, as the pitch goes high, 2-1 now to Turner, speculated that maybe he had some sort of an injury that he had obtained. Indeed, nothing severe, but he just was having some shoulder soreness last night, and they took him out of the game for precautionary reasons, as this one's fouled back. 2-2 will be the count. So they took O'Sullivan out after 3 yesterday just to be precautious, as his shoulder was being sore. They're not even expecting him to miss a start, but he won't throw in the bullpen and warm-ups the next couple of days to give that shoulder some rest, as this one's hit pretty high and deep to center field. Back goes Bourjos. He's at the track. He's at the wall, and right at the wall he makes the catch. Great job by Bourjos, who was playing very shallow, to turn around and sprint all the way to the track and then backpedal the last few steps, feel his way at the wall, and reach up and make the catch. And Turner just an eyelash away from his second 2-run homer. So it's just a scary out to Peter Bourjos in center field. 1 man away in Luis Castillo. He's also 0 for 2, but has reached base twice. Reached back in the first on a Brooks Schenkel error and walked in the second inning. Coles' pitch gets by the catcher, Kanazik. That's a wild pitch. The fastball way outside and low, all the way to the backstop. And Maddox advances 90 feet to second base. But getting back to Sean O'Sullivan, he went to the drugstore today, and they had him get a couple medications to relieve the pain in his shoulder. And again, not expecting him to miss a start, and hopefully he won't. We need him. Here comes the 1-0 pitch to Luis Castillo from Josh Coles, outside, 2-0. And O'Sullivan sitting with Trevor Bell and Amalio Diaz, as always. The 3 pitchers who have pitched most recently sit behind home plate and do the charts, the tape. As the 2-0 pitch coming, that's a slider that's fouled back, 2-1. One of them tapes the game, one of them does the pitching chart, and one of them does the manager's chart. And we're going to try here over the next couple of weeks. The pitcher who does the manager's chart has the easiest job. We're going to try and get that pitcher on each respective day to come up and at least visit with us for an inning or two. As this one's hit into right field, it's going to get down. Around third comes Maddox, but he's going to stay right there. They hold him. The throw came in on a rope from Rivera and right, so now the runners will be at the corners and 1 man out. A soft line drive singled into right off the bat of Castillo. And the Chukars are threatening to add to this 7-1 lead here in the 6th. And trying to pay us back big time for the last couple of games where we've battled back from a 1-0 deficit to tie it and then win it. And I will definitely take the company of those pitchers. They will always give us good insight here if we can get our starters up when they're not pitching to visit with me in the inning or booth for an inning, I should say. Fastball inside, misses, 1-0. Number 30, Joe Dickerson. He had the first 2 RBIs of the game back in the first with a single up the middle. Struck out in the second, singled in the fourth. He's 2 for 3 with a pair of RBIs. And the 1-0 coming from Coles. That one's fouled way back, and out of play. Ty, hit us with a Glass Savers comic relief clip.
You want to synthesize your mill for a quarter more? Want me to punch inside your face for free?
Oh, that was a comic relief clip brought to you by Glass Savers. Visit them in Linden for all of your auto glass needs. 1-1 pitch coming. Swing and a miss, 1-2. Ty, where's that one from? I've never heard that one before. Super Troopers. Oh, that's one of those movies that the guys were getting on me in the clubhouse the other day for not having seen yet. I've never seen Super Troopers. I know. Heard it's a good movie. That clip from Glass Savers from the movie Super Troopers. A 1-2 pitch getting ready to come to Dickerson. Runners lead off the corners. Breaking ball that stayed outside, 2-2. Herrera on deck, who also has 2 singles and a walk. And 6 out of the 9 guys in their order have reached on a base on balls. All told, we've walked 7 men. The 2-2 coming. This one hit foul. 2-2, we'll do it again. Join us again tomorrow night from Idaho Falls at 7:05. We'll go on the air at 7 o'clock. If Idaho Falls wins this, we will be tied in the Pioneer League South. We'll each be at 9-5 should they hold on to this lead. The 2-2 pitch, barely getting a piece of it, is Castillo. 2-2, we'll do it again. Castillo, second in the league, 542 on base percentage. And he's also had 11 RBIs, which is tied for second in the league. He and Alvy Morel, the leadoff hitter in this order, both with 11 RBIs. The old third to first pickoff move, nothing doing. Cole's not taking anybody out there. In fact, Phillips not even holding the bag at third or coming close to holding the bag at third. Cole's come set. And he's firing home. The 2-2 is hit into left field, but right on a line to Pettit. Pettit makes the catch and is going to come home with a throw. We could have a play. The tag is applied. Did they get him? No. They're going to say that Mark Maddox slid in ahead of the Kanazic tag. A very good throw by the left fielder, Chris Pettit. It was just a tad bit up the first base line. Had it been about 3 or 4 feet more towards home plate, we would have for sure had Maddox speeding home from third base. It was very, very close, and Ortiz, the home plate umpire, hesitated to make the call for a second, but a good foot first slide there by Maddox, and it did appear that he got in by an eyelash. And once again, the Chukars have a 7-run lead. So an RBI pop out for Dickerson, and Brennan Herrera, the batter, with 2 men out. This one's hit high and pretty deep into left field, but Pettit's going back, and he's got room. He camps under it and puts it away. So a high pop out for Herrera, the inning over, but another run on the board for the Chukars. 8-1, you're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
Hey, Owlz fans. Dave Adams Classic Auto Repair is the premier collision repair specialist in Utah County. They have 3 locations, 1 in Lehigh, 2 in Orem. Any accident, fender bender, paint, or body work to be done, Dave Adams is the place to do it. Dave Adams is donating a car to charity. Go by any Dave Adams location or stop by the Booster Club booth at any Owlz home game before August 15th for details. Dave Adams Classic Auto Repair wishes with the Orem Owlz good luck, and go Owlz!
Oh, what a
Looking to get in shape for cheap? Look no further than Dumbbells Gym in Payson. Located on South Main, Dumbbells Gym offers monthly memberships for just $20. And if you sign up for 6 months, that price drops to just $10 a month. Nobody along the Wasatch Front can match these unbeatable prices. And this isn't some corporate workout place. It's a local, family-owned gym with no contracts or gimmicks whatsoever. Call Dumbbells Gym today at 465-5633 or log on to dumbbellsgym.com for more information. Phone Directories Company is proud to be the official phone directory of the Orem Owlz. We cover Utah with 15 great directories, all designed with Utah communities in mind. Our phone book has everything you need, from menu guides, money-saving coupons, area maps, recreation information, and our new audio information line. Let us make the difference in your business. Advertise today. Phone Directories Company, great people, great books, great results. For advertising info, call 1-866-58-GO-PDC.
As we head to the bottom of the sixth, I want to remind you about the first annual Summer Slam Skills Competition that the Owlz and the Community Educational Foundation are putting on July 27th and 28th right here at the stadium on UVSC's campus. For all high school, any and all high school players, Major League Baseball scouts have been invited to come and see this. You'll be tested in 4 areas: accuracy throwing, distance throwing, time-based running, and a home run derby competition. Thursday and Friday, the 27th and 28th of July, 8 a.m. to 1 p.m. Log on to OremOwlz.com for more information or call 377-BALL, 377-2255. First pitch to Pettit here in the bottom of the sixth. He fouls it back to the screen. Pitch number 2, hit him right on the knee. Down to first base he trots. It was a breaking ball, so it wasn't coming in with a lot of pace, and Pettit's fine, a very strong kid. He'll trot down to first. So we got a base runner. Pettit now 1 for 2 with a single, and that plunked by a pitch. And the batter will be P.J. Phillips. Phillips, Kanazik, and Rivera, the next 3 batters. If anybody out of them should reach, which we hope that they will, Tyler Johnson, who hit the solo home run, the only run today, will be up. This one's hit down the right field line. It's going to get down. It's going to one-hop the wall. Phillips is going to have his second double of the game. They're going to hold Pettit up at third, and they're at second and third with nobody out, and the Owlz in business in the sixth. P.J. Phillips came into the game with 2 doubles, and he's doubled his double total. He's gone from 2 to 4, 1 in the first, 1 here in the sixth. And with nobody out, manager Tom Kochman making the wise decision to hold Pettit at third. There's no reason to risk anything, especially with nobody out, down 7 runs. Kanazik, the batter. The catcher has popped out to the right fielder Bigler and the center fielder Dickerson in the first and fourth innings, respectively. Rowdy Hardy comes set. And the pitch, breaking ball, called strike. And this is just the second time, I should say, Phillips has been on third base. This is just the second time that the Owlz have had a runner at third. Johnson, of course, crossing over third on his solo home run, but Hardy really hasn't had to deal with many base runners so far tonight. The 0-1 hit to the right side, just foul of the first base bag. If that one was fair, the first baseman, Jace Turner, wouldn't have been able to get to it in time, and it probably would have been in for a double down the right field line and scored both runs. But it's just a foul ball off the bat of Kanazik, and the count now at 0-2. Hardy has been working pretty quickly on the side of the Chukars. He's set, and here comes the 0-2 pitch. This one's hit into left field. Is it down? Oh, it's foul just by a foot. Just left of the chalk. It would have been another extra base hit. Or I should say another chance at an extra base hit by Kanazik. He's now missed one by a couple of feet to the right side, and that one by about a foot down that left field line. So just another scary strike for the Chukars, dodging another bullet. It's still an 0-2 count on Kanazik, who's hitting .295 with 4 RBIs. Here's the 0-2 pitch again. This one's fouled back and out of play. He's all over these Hardy pitches. Just hasn't been able to put one in fair territory yet. Ortiz gets him Alex Ortiz, the home plate umpire, gets Hardy a new baseball. And he's on the mound dealing with Phillips at second and Pettit at third. Nobody out here in the bottom of the sixth. The Owlz still have a lot of room to make up, though, trailing by 7. This pitch is grounded right back to Hardy. So he'll keep the runners at second and third and throw Kanazik out at first base. 1 man out, and the batter will be number 23, Darryl Sales, coming into the ball game. So you can end the night for Luis Rivera, who was batting in the cleanup spot. He finishes the night 0 for 2 with a ground out and a pop out, and Darryl Sales now batting in the cleanup spot, usually the left fielder, but with Pettit still in the game and in left field. And in fact, Pettit's at third base right now. I would imagine that they'll just move Sales out to right field for Rivera and keep him in this fourth slot instead of making a different defensive change. 1 man out here in the bottom of the sixth. Sales on the season, 6 for 32, 188, struggling so far. The first pitch to him inside, 1-0. his mother and girlfriend coming in town a couple of nights ago. They saw the game in Ogden. In the first two games here, Darrell hasn't played the last couple of nights, but now getting into the lineup here in the sixth inning. The 1-0 pitch coming from Hardy is hit weakly to the left side. The third baseman Herrera is going to field and fire to first and get Sales, but the Owls do get Pettit in from third on the slow roller. So credit Sales with an RBI, his fifth RBI on the season, and it's now 8-2, so the Owls get that run back. And number 39, the skipper here, Brian Rupp, for these Idaho Falls Chukars, is going to make the phone directory's company call to the bullpen. We still have the runner out at third. It's now 8-2. We'll be back. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
When it's time for your next set of tires, do you want the tire with the best warranty in the business? Then you should head to Big O Tires. When it's time for your next pair of Owlz baseball game tickets, do you want free tickets and a chance to win $50,000? Then get to Big O Tires for an entry form and details. No purchase necessary. Big O Tires, Utah's #1 tire store.
A reputation you can ride on. Big O Tires.
Get every day off to a great start with the Daily Herald, Utah County's #1 newspaper. The Herald has you covered in every area, from local to world news and sports to classified. The Daily Herald has the most comprehensive and in-depth newspaper around. And of course, in addition to receiving the paper right to your door, you can also visit the Daily Herald online at hearttheherald.com. The Daily Herald, your town, your neighbors, your newspaper. Dumbbells Gym, a locally owned workout facility in Payson with the cheapest prices along the Wasatch Front, has recently launched a new website, vitaminsfordummies.com. Vitaminsfordummies.com is home to over 10,000, yes, 10,000 health products and workout supplements at simply unbeatable prices, delivered right to your doorstep. You don't even have to leave your home. That's Vitamins for Dummies, DUMMYS. Vitamins for Dummies, a product of Dumbbells Gym in Payson. Log on today.
Johnson grounding the second pitch he sees from the reliever across to the shortstop, who throws high to Jace Turner. Does Gilbert Gill at short, but he gets Johnson. Good job by Turner to hold his foot on the bag as he reached his left hand up and made the grab. So we leave a runner at third. We do get one run in. We got the University of Phoenix trivia question coming at you in 90 seconds on 960 AM The Zone.
Insure both your car and home with us through Auto Owners Insurance, and we'll save you money. That's right. With Auto Owners multiple policy discount, when you insure both your car, home, mobile home, or condominium, we'll save you time and money by consolidating all of your insurance needs with the no-problem company. Auto Owners Insurance.
For a free comparison, contact Western States Insurance Agency in Spanish Fork on Center Street across from City Park. Western States Insurance. Our customers are first class, just like our service. Find us in the yellow pages under insurance.
Jake Burns here for Utah Community Credit Union.
Jake, what are you doing?
Well, Deb, it's UCCU's 50th anniversary, and I want to let people know we're celebrating.
But when you're home, could you tone it down a little bit?
I can't tone down the excitement for UCCU's special rate on auto and home equity loans.
I know you're excited.
Did you know that UCCU is offering a fixed rate auto loan as low as 5.95%?
Yes, it's just that while we're eating.
Or a fixed home equity loan also as low as 5.95%?
Can't we eat dinner without all
this? Loans as low as 5.95% and no closing fees. Deb, no fees. But you have to act now. Rates are going up July 1st.
Jake, where are you going?
I'm calling UCCU right now to lock in this fabulous rate.
But didn't you call them this morning and last night?
Maybe.
Give Utah Community Credit Union a call right now at 223-8188 to sign up and lock in this special low rate. That's 223-8188. Available on approved credit. Equal housing lender, member NCUA. If you live, work, or attend school in Utah, Wasatch, or Juab County, you can join Utah Community Credit Union. What does it mean to you?
Have their fourth hurler of the game here in the top of the seventh, trailing at 8-2. The left-hander from the Cheese State, P.J. Connolly from Beloit, Wisconsin. Fellow Midwest boy getting into the action here. The left-hander coming on. He will be facing 7, 8, 9 in the Chukars order in the top of the 7th. Time now for the University of Phoenix trivia question. A reminder to call 801-310-9932. 801-310-9932. If you're the first person to answer this trivia question correctly, brought to you by the University of Phoenix, you will win 2 free ticket vouchers to any Owlz home game. Here is tonight's question. What Major League player has the most home runs, career home runs, never to appear in a World Series? So this player, of all the players that have never appeared in a World Series, this player's hit the most home runs out of that group. Who is it? If you know the answer, call us at 801-310-9932. We will give you the answer and the winner in the bottom half. First pitch is a strike. Second pitch coming. Fouled back and out of play. 0-2. P.J. Connolly on the pitch in relief. So to close the book on Coles. Good job by him. 3 innings of relief work. No runs. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Low and outside. 1-2 now on Matt Maurizio. Standing back in there, number 6, the catcher. Connolly ready, goes from the wide at a 1-2 pitch. This one's hit up the middle, but jumping and not being able to come up with it. Good jumping attempt. As I just realized that that's P.J. Phillips and not Ryan Mount. He jumped up to grab the ball. It was just out of reach, went into center field, and I looked out there for a second. I said, wow, Ryan Mount got a really good suntan today. But it's P.J. Phillips at shortstop. And into play third base is Doug Reinhardt. So many changes here on the scorecard. And I believe Chris Pettit has moved out to right and Darryl Sales is in left. We'll make sure on that. As Reinhardt now in at third. And Connolly's pitch, a fastball that misses inside to Gilbert Gill. As I make all these changes on the scorecard, P.J. Phillips at short now, and that's the first time that we have not seen Mount in the shortstop position all season long. So Reinhardt, the boy from Laguna Beach, California at third. And indeed, Darryl Sales stayed in the game to play left field, and Chris Pettit moved over to right. And Rivera now out of the game. And the 2-0 pitch coming from P.J. Connolly. This one's hit high and pretty deep into left center field. Chasing it is Sales. It's going to get over his head and one hop the wall. Maurizio to third. They're going to hold him there. A double for Gill. A single and a double to start off a Connolly here in the top of the 7th. And yet again, the Chukars are in business. With 2 men on, nobody out in the batter, Brett Bigler. We've had a couple of calls, but they've gotten this trivia question wrong. Who has hit the most home runs, the player who's hit the most home runs to never appear in a World Series? 801-310-9932, the number to call. And I will give you a hint from the Chicago Cubs, a longtime Chicago Cubs. Infield in to try and prevent a run. First pitch from Connolly to Brett Bigler is a called strike, 0-1. And we really can't allow any more runs to come across the plate. We've only got 3 more times at bat and 6 runs to make up. 8-9-1 for the Chukars, 2-4-2 for the homestanding Owls, who are trying to go for the sweep. But I'd say the brooms are in storage right now. And Bigler grounding this one to third, but off Reinhardt's glove and off of P.J. Phillips' glove as well and into left field. I don't know if they're going to call that one a hit or an error. It did make a wicked hop and bounced up over the shoulder of Reinhardt, who reached his glove out to try and make the play. Tipped off the outside of his glove. Phillips tried to field it. He couldn't get it, and it went into left field. They're going to call it E5, an error on Reinhardt. Bigler reaches. Another run comes home, and the score is now 9-2. I can see my lovely assistant taking down a name and number right now, so we must have had a correct answer on the trivia question. First pitch coming in. Swing and a miss by Alvy Morel. Runners at the corners. And nobody out. And already one man in off Connolly. One pitch. Connolly coming set. Here comes the 1-1. High and inside. 2-1. Trying to find the answer to the trivia question, broadcast the game at the same time. Correct answer by Ron Fisher here in Orem. He gets 2 free ticket vouchers to any game, and that one's popped foul and back by Alvy Morrell. The count will be now 2-2. The left-hander P.J. Connolly pitching his first inning here in the 7th, giving up the 1 run. But it was helped out by a Reinhardt error at third base. Runner still at the corners, nobody out. Morrell struck out 3 times today. He's 0 for 4. Batted twice back in the first inning. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He struck out 4 times today. Good pitch there by Connolly. Got him with an inside fastball. First strikeout for Connolly, and now there's one man out, and the batter will be Mark Maddox. And that answer, the most home runs by a player to never appear in the World Series, Mr. Cub, Ernie Banks. Ernie Banks hitting the most home runs, but never to appear in a World Series. That struggling Cubs franchise with the old goat, the cursed goat. This one's grounded towards short. Phillips has it. He goes to second for 1. On to first. Did they get him? No. Maddox running hard all the way, beat it out. The ground ball was hit slowly to Phillips at short. So we can't turn 2. And the runner scores from third. It's now 10-2. Idaho Falls all over your Orem Owls tonight, and this capacity crowd not liking what they're seeing. So the runner comes in from third, does Gill, and now the batter's Jace Turner. This one's hit into left field and deep. Going back is Darryl Sales. He's at the track. It bounces off the wall. Outside of his glove, the outstretched arm of Sales hits off the base of the wall out there. The fast signs Provo. And it'll be a double. A 2-out double for Jace Turner. Not scoring all the way from first is Mark Maddox, as Sales did a good job of retreating the ball back into the infield quickly. So a single and a pair of doubles off of Connolly here in the top of the 7th, and now there are runners at second and third. The infield back with 2 men out. And Luis Castillo, the batter, he's singled in 4 trips to the plate. Connolly taking some time, looking for a sign from Kanazik, and now time is called by the batter Castillo, as Connolly taking too long to come up with a sign with Kanazik. They agree here, and here comes the pitch. Low and inside, 1-0. And actually behind the plate now, sporting number 16, and couldn't see it until he moved his chest protector because Kanazik's 18 is number 16, Ivan Villa-Iscusa. So a new catcher as well. The 1-0 pitch, that one's low and in, almost hit Castillo. 2-0 from Connolly. So Villa-Iscusa, the batter, and we'll try and keep you up to date on all of these changes. Manager Tom Kochman, obviously not very happy with the starting lineup that he had out there. The 2-0 is fouled. Nearly hit number 30, Joe Dickerson, in the on-deck circle. He wasn't watching the play. Caught it out of the corner of his eye and just did get out of the way of that line drive foul ball. A 2-1 count. Thanks again to Ron Fisher and Orem. 2 free ticket vouchers to any Owls home game for answering tonight's University of Phoenix trivia question correctly. Connolly coming set and getting ready to fire a 2-1 to the DH Castillo. Now he steps off, and we'll tell you that the University of Phoenix has the most extensive online library for higher learning in the entire state of Utah. They have 5 Utah locations to provide you with convenient class times and a flexible schedule. This one's hit to right field. Chris Pettit, the new right fielder, camps under it and puts it away. Go to phoenix.edu/Utah tonight to learn how you can be a part of the University of Phoenix family. Thank you to them for sponsoring our trivia question. Inning over, but more damage done. 2 runs. Stretch time here in Orem with the Owls trailing at 10-2. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
Are you planning on entertaining in your home? Do you find yourself crossing your fingers that just this once your sink will drain and your toilet won't act up? Well, uncross those fingers and call Healy Plumbing. Since 1978, we've specialized in residential and commercial drain cleaning, hot water heaters, and sewer cameras for thorough inspections. We even install water softeners. So call Healy Plumbing today at 798-3513 and watch your trouble go down the drain. Healy Plumbing, proud sponsor of your Orem Owls.
In baseball, it takes a line drive straight up the middle to bring the runner home. If your car is having trouble driving a straight line or difficulty bringing you home, call Jack's Tire and Oil. They specialize in wheel alignments, balancing tires, oil changes, lube jobs, tune-ups, and more. To schedule an appointment, call 225-7207. Their 50-plus years in business means you're guaranteed old-fashioned service with a smile. That's Jack's Tire and Oil on North State Street in Orem.
And catch your favorite minor league team on the web at MILB.com, where it's fun to be a fan. Get in the game and get live scores, news, standings, schedules, tickets, and more. And suit up in team gear from the MILB Shop, the official online shop of minor league baseball. Join the millions of fans who just can't get enough of the game at MILB.com. There's nothing minor about it. It's where minor league baseball is always on.
Well, stretch time's just concluded, and if you're on the side of the Owls, you could use a stretch. Trailing by 8 here in the bottom of the 7th. And the batter, Doug Reinhardt, he is in there he's officially in the game for Ryan Mount, the shortstop, but he's playing third base. Phillips moved over to short. And the 6 changes that have now taken place on the side of the Owls, that's a broadcaster's nightmare. The first pitch coming here from the new hurler, and Reinhardt lifts it into center field. Coming in is Dickerson, and it's going to drop in front of him. He must have lost it in the lights because he took a while to adjust to the line drive, and then finally when he ran, it had fallen in front of him before he could get to it and chase it down. So a leadoff single here for Doug Reinhardt. And that's the only thing I can think of is that Dickerson lost that one in the lights, because if he catches that ball right off the bat and runs, he's camping under it easily. It was a pretty hard hit line drive, but not too far away from the center fielder, but it falls. Reinhardt will take it. It's a hit for him, and he's on first base to lead off the bottom of the 2nd, and the batter, Abel Nieves, the second baseman. Want to say hello to Doug Reinhardt's father, John Reinhardt, listening with us back in Doug's hometown of Laguna Beach, Florida. Or, why do I keep saying Laguna Beach, Florida? Laguna Beach, California, right up the road there from Huntington Beach, where I have some family, so I should know that. First pitch coming to Nieves upstairs. Mr. Reinhardt, John, thank you for listening. You're shut out on first base with a single, and Nieves 0 for 2 with a strikeout. And the 1-0 pitch coming. The new hurler is number 17, Juan Abreu. The Phone Directories Company is always sponsoring that pitching change. Call them at 866-58-GO-PDC for advertising information. Great people, great books, great results. The 2-0 pitch coming to the Owls' second baseman inside, 3-0. Down by 8 runs. We'll take a walk and another base runner. Behind Nieves will be Brooks Schenkel. And then Bourjos. Those bottom 3 pretty much the only players that have started this game and stayed in their same position. The 3-0 taken right down the middle, 3-1. Abreu, 10 2/3 innings pitched coming into today, giving up 7 hits, 9 runs, all of which are earned. That one's high. He walked him. A 7.59 ERA so far on the season for this hurler for the Chukars, number 17, Juan Abreu, who's a right-hander. And he's put on the first two men here in the seventh, so we could hopefully get into that 7.59 ERA and increase it and maybe get something going here in the bottom of the seventh. The batter now, Brooks Schenkel, 0 for 2. He did reach on an error in the fifth. An error by the shortstop, Gilbert Gill. Abreu comes set, checks his runners at first and second, and fires home. It's low, 1-0. Abreu played for the Arizona Rookie Royals last year. He's a free agent signee 2003. 6 foot, $170. And the 1-0 coming. Fastball caught the corner, 1-1. This is his fourth professional season, but his first in the Pioneer League with the rookie-level club of the Kansas City Royals, the Idaho Falls Chukars. Last year at Arizona, 2-5 and 52 1/3 innings pitched. But he did strike out 52 in those 52 innings. Maurizio, the catcher, gives him a sign. He fires a fastball that Schenkel fouls back to the screen. 1-2. It is absolutely freezing in this booth. It's usually so hot that I'm just sweating bullets, but the tables have turned tonight. It's hot outside. But all of a sudden, the air conditioner that probably was made in 1941 has kicked on, and I am freezing. A 1-2 count on the batter, Schenkel. Runners at first and second here in the bottom of the seventh. And the 1-2 pitch from Abreu. Fouled back again, and that one clinks off the roof. I'm trying to get a fish net for the road because most of these places that we go, unlike our home our home stadium here, has an open window and foul ball access coming into press row where I can try and make a play and make things a little bit more exciting for the Owlz broadcaster. Haven't been able to find one here in Orem yet. Well, the capacity crowd has stayed on hand here as we're still in the bottom of the seventh, but not liking what they're seeing so far. Owlz trying to rally. Abreu's 1-2 pitch is a ball slider that just misses outside. Ortiz, the home plate umpire, hesitated. Looked like he was going to punch Brooks Schenkel out there, but he held up, didn't call it, and now it's 2 balls and 2 strikes on the Owlz first baseman. With Reinhardt off second, Nieves off first, and the 2-2. Fouled back again, back to the screen. Tomorrow night at 7:05, Wednesday night at 7:05, Thursday night at 7:05, all from Idaho Falls. We get on the bus right after this game and head up north. It's about a 4-hour bus trip. Manager Tom Kochman deciding to take the team up tonight rather than sleeping here and going in the morning. The 2-2 is hit very high into shallow left field. Alvy Morel, who wants it? Gilbert Gill, the shortstop, and Morel both there. But the shortstop, Gill, puts it away about 10 yards out in left field. And there is one man out here in the bottom of the seventh. So Schenkel is retired. He's 0 for 3. And the batter will be Peter Bourjos, the ninth man in the Owlz order. He's hit it to second base twice, grounded into his first double play of the season in the fifth and in the third. Grounded out to second for the first out. So he's 0 for 2 and batting here with the runners at first and second. Batting from the right side, the right-handed pitcher, Abreu. Closed the books on Rowdy Hardy for them. 6 strong innings, giving up just 2 runs and standing to be the winner right now. Fastball outside gets by the catcher, Maurizio, and the runners will move up 90 feet. They'll be at second and third. He had a chance to scratch a couple more across here in the seventh, and hopefully edge into this 8-run Idaho Falls lead. Station ID for you. You're listening to Orem Owlz Baseball on AM 960 KOVO Provo. A reminder that you can always email us your questions and comments on any broadcast at radio at oremowlz.com, radio at oremowlz.com. Abreu gets a new baseball after throwing that one to the screen. He's got it. He's set. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Foul back. Hits the net. 1-1. After Bourjos back up to the top with Chris Pettit, who's switched from left field to right field. double-check everything as these batters come to the plate. I told you, all these changes that have been made defensively and offensively. The scorekeepers and a broadcaster's nightmare. They have Bourjos played to hit it towards right field. And here comes the 1-1. This one's hit on the ground to first base, but foul. And the count now at 1-2. One man out, so a foul ball down the first base line. First baseman Turner gave chase, but it went foul, and now Bourjos has 2 strikes on him here. Still searching when the Owls come back to the mound for the Jack and Jill Bowling strikeout of the game. Have to give that away. But there just haven't been many good strikeouts on the side of the Owls pitchers tonight. Started off rough. The Chukars got 4 in the top of the first, and starter Jeremy Haynes only lasted 2/3 of an inning. And then in the second, they got 3 more after getting the 4 in the top of the first, and they've led it ever since. Breaking ball misses upstairs. Bourjos ducked, thought it might hit him in the helmet. It didn't. He ducked down. Maurizio, the catcher, able to catch it and prevent it from going to the backstop. Now the count 2-2 on the Owls center fielder. And center fielder Joe Dickerson, the defensive center fielder for the Chukars, way over in right center. They're not playing Bourjos to pull. Swing and a miss. Down goes Bourjos. He has the most strikeouts on the team so far this season, 19. Ironically enough, he's second on the team in average, but leads the team in the strikeout category now with 19. That's his first strikeout tonight for Bourjos. And he's 0 for 3 after being so good the past 3 nights, getting a RBI single, the game-winning RBI single in Ogden 3 nights ago, and 2 nights ago right here in Orem in the bottom of the ninth getting the RBI single to win it. He's 0 for 3 tonight, though, and Chris Pettit stands in there. If the Owls are going to get any runs, it's going to have to at least come off the bat of Pettit, or he's going to have to go down to first base, and P.J. Phillips on the on-deck circle is going to have to produce them. They're still at second and third, Reinhardt and Nieves, and an 0-1 count now on Pettit. Here comes Abreu's pitch. Slider missed a little bit outside. Evens the count at 1-1. And they got American flags here tonight at the ballpark. Of course, we're not here tomorrow night for our nation's independence, but going to go ahead and have a fireworks show after the game. So hopefully that'll at least keep the fans in the seats and try and provide some late inning excitement here on the side of the Owls. 1-1 coming. Called strike over the inside corner. Another good slider by Abreu. And if we get a second here, I'll give you the Riverwoods urgent care injury update. As time is called by Pettit, a right-handed batter. An open stance and a batting glove in each back pocket for the Owls. What was left fielder now moved over to right after Darryl Sales came into the game. He calls time, takes his helmet off, wipes his brow, puts it back on, and stands back in the box. He's awaiting a 1-2 pitch from Juan Abreu. Here it comes. Hit down the first base line. It's there. It's going to get in for a single. Both runs are going to score, and it's now 10-4. Just squeezing that inside the first base bag, and the first baseman, Jace Turner, is Chris Pettit. Call it a 2 RBI single for Pettit. And now it's 10-4, so don't go away yet. P.J. Phillips coming to the plate, and Pettit at first base, and he couldn't have put that any closer to the first baseman, Jace Turner. He would have gloved it because he was playing near the line. But hitting it hard and right on the line was Pettit, and perfectly placed for that 2-out, 2 RBI single. 10-4. And Phillips, who has 2 doubles tonight, stands in there. Came into the game, as I said, with 2 doubles, and he's doubled that double total. He now has 4. He's 2 for 3. He's also grounded out back in the third. And Pettit increasing his RBI total from 4 to 6. And the 0-1 coming from Abreu. Outside, 1-1. Should Phillips reach? The new catcher, Ivan Villascusa, seeing only his second action of the season, and he's on deck. From Yuma, Arizona, here comes the pitch, swing and a miss. Phillips chased a bad pitch, a fastball that stayed outside the whole time, but he chased it. 1-2 now the count. Was the third baseman, and he's moved over to play short as Ryan Mount has exited the game for the first time all season. 1-2, he chased a breaking ball outside and came up empty, inning over. But there's good news. The Owls have scratched 2 more across. So now the lead diminished to 6, 10-4. We played 7. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
When it comes to firearms, bearing arms is your right. Gun safety is your responsibility. Never fire rounds into the air for any occasion. Store your firearms out of the reach of children, and always use trigger locking devices and gun safes. A community service reminder from Sportsman's Warehouse, where they offer a complete line of quality hunting, fishing, and camping supplies. Visit them on South University Avenue in Provo, or see them online at sportsmanswarehouse.com. Sportsman's Warehouse, America's premier outfitter.
Hi, this is Owlz broadcaster Brandon Gaudin. To get rid of our remaining commercial airtime, we are selling our final spots for as little as $15 a piece. For just $15, your company can reach everyone in Utah County on 960 AM. Call 377-BALL and ask for Media Relations to schedule your commercial airtime today. Or you can email radio@oremowlz.com. That's 377-BALL, 377-2255, or radio@oremowlz.com.
It's time to stop the new car madness. No need to buy a new one. Take care of the car you have. Bring it to AMCO today and get a transmission fluid change for a special price of $49.95. We'll also give you our external diagnostic service free. Love the car you're with. Call 1-800-GO-AMCO.
Participating centers only, not available for vehicles with internal transmission problems. External diagnostic service includes road test, fluid, and external control check. Additional charges may apply to determine costs of internal repair required. $49.95 most vehicles. Expires December 31st.
If the gang's coming over for the big game, they're going to be hungry. You better make sure you have plenty of great pizza on hand. You better stop by Nicole Italia Pizzeria. At Nicole Italia, every pizza is handmade with the finest and freshest ingredients. It's real East Coast style pizza, made from Italian family recipes handed down throughout the generations. Look for the money-saving coupons in the deck's yellow pages. Nicole Italia Pizza, the authentic taste of Italy, right here in Provo, at 2295 North University Parkway, next to Footing on the Right.
As we go to the top of the 8th with the Owls trailing at 10-4 and already a 1-2 count here from P.J. Connolly. And he just got Dickerson out on strikes. And joining us in the booth now, a pleasure to have Frank Layden with us, former Utah Jazz coach, now the current president of the ball club. And Frank, thank you very much for coming out to the ballpark.
Well, you know, I love coming out here, Brendan. It's a beautiful park. It's a great atmosphere. We have a wonderful crowd tonight. I can't think of a better way to celebrate America's birthday than being in a ballpark in a wonderful city like Orem.
Well, I guess the only thing would be if the Owls could pull this one out in miraculous fashion.
Yeah, I just talked to the manager, Coach Gotchman, and he said that. He says, "Oh, I'm sorry that we're not playing better." I said, "Well, you're playing pretty good." I said, "I think the other guys are doing a good job."
Yeah.
I was up in Ogden, and I saw the Owls play up there 3 games. And I think he's got some good young players, and as the year goes on, they're just going to get better, and they can't beat this atmosphere. They won't play in a better ballpark in America, in the minor leagues than this.
Yeah.
And of course, the atmosphere, the fans are great, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is an unbelievable park, and being to 2 other ballparks in this league already this year, they just tell me that there is no better park in the league than right here in Orem.
Yeah, I mean, I see a lot of minor league baseball. You know, I go back east, and I've been to the New York Penn League and what have you. Mm-hmm. This is the best I've ever seen at this level. I mean, we're fortunate because there's no doubt up at Ogden they got a lot of atmosphere. That's kind of a throwback type place with a great background to look at. But I think that, and of course the Bees might have the best minor league park.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrific. But this is great. The price is right, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah. Well, there's a site called baseballparks.com that actually ranked here, Ogden, and the Salt Lake Bees Park top 3 in for view of minor league baseball.
I would be surprised.
A lot of our listening base is the parents of these players who have never been out here and really just can't appreciate the amazing view with the Wasatch Range Mountains behind each of these fences. It's just
I was brought up in Brooklyn, and I had a friend of mine from an old high school mate of mine came to town, and he was up at a Bees game, and he said, well, is this the setting? He said, do they take the mountains away at night? He thought it was a movie set, So, he's been used to looking at skyscrapers and chimneys.
Herrera went down on strikes and others, 2 men out, and a 1-1 count on Mauricio from P.J. Connolly, 2-1, excuse me. Well, now, I'm ashamed. You were up in Ogden. You didn't even stop in the booth to say, hey.
I should have.
When we have the Utah Jazz former coach and president, we want him in the booth if he's in the park.
Well, I got to sing twice.
Oh, you did sing twice?
Yeah, I got to sing there twice, and of course I had a chance on Saturday night when they were playing Casper. I was sat with Tommy Lasorda.
Oh, okay.
And that's a delight.
Well, obviously that's a delight.
Yeah, I mean, he's just the history of baseball with him.
Well, let's talk about that and get into a little. Can you stay for another half inning, or do you have to?
No, it's up to you. Sure, I'll do whatever you want.
I'd love to have you for another half inning. As Mauricio grounds out to short 6-3, we'll be back with Frank Layton. My name's Brandon Gaud. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
Are you planning on entertaining in your home? Do you find yourself crossing your fingers that just this once your sink will drain and your toilet won't act up? Well, uncross those fingers and call Healy Plumbing. Since 1978, we've specialized in residential and commercial drain cleaning, hot water heaters, and sewer cameras for thorough inspections. We even install water softeners. So call Healy Plumbing today at 798-3513 and watch your troubles go down the drain. Healy Plumbing, proud sponsor of your Orem Owlz.
In baseball, it takes a line drive straight up the middle to bring the runner home. If your car is having trouble driving a straight line or difficulty bringing you home, call Jack's Tire and Oil. They specialize in wheel alignments, balancing tires, oil changes, lube jobs, tune-ups, and more. To schedule an appointment, call 225-7207. Their 50-plus years in business means you're guaranteed old-fashioned service with a smile. That's Jack's Tire and Oil on North State Street in Orem.
And catch your favorite minor league team on the web at MILB.com, where it's fun to be a fan. Get in the game and get live scores, news, standings, schedules, tickets, and more. And suit up in team gear from the MILB Shop, the official online shop of minor league baseball. Join the millions of fans who just can't get enough of the game at MILB.com. There's nothing minor about it. It's where minor league baseball is always on.
And we are back, bottom of the 8th, Owlz trailing at 10-4, but if there's one bright spot about tonight, it's that I'm visiting with former Jazz coach and president Frank Layton in the booth with us, and as Ivan Diaz-Scusa comes to the plate to lead off the bottom of the 8th, try and get some offense going. We were talking before the break that you sat with Tommy Lasorda a few nights ago up in Ogden.
Yeah.
He said he was telling you a story.
Well, he told a great story. You know, all the years he's been with the Dodgers and everything, and he said when he was a rookie, he went to training camp at Vero Beach, and there were 1,700 players signed by the Dodgers at that time. 1,700. And, of course, he lasted, you know, for 50, 60, 70 years with them, and is still with them. But he goes up there and he visits with every single player to talk to them and tell them about what they're expecting of them and all that. But he told me a great story. He said in 1955, the Dodgers wanted to sign Sandy Koufax, who was a freshman in college and was from Brooklyn. And, of course, they wanted to get a good Jewish player, you know, because with the large Jewish community in Brooklyn.
Right.
So in about June, they finally made a deal, and they signed Sandy Koufax, and his mother made a rule. She said he can't pitch on the holy days, Jewish holy days, and he can't go to the minor leagues. He's got to stay in the major leagues, because I don't want him to go with those boys who spit and swear and things like that. So anyway, he went up to the Dodgers, and the Dodgers had to cut somebody. The guy they cut was Tommy Lasorda.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that was the year they won the World Series.
And that was the year they won the series.
1955, and
wow.
he had been with them in the minor leagues. He got sent back to Montreal, which was their AAA team. And of course, he never got a ring until he was a manager.
Yeah. Now, have you known him for quite some time?
I have, yes. I didn't know him in Brooklyn. I came to Maryland, was close by, and knew some of the Dodgers, but I didn't know him until they moved to Los Angeles. And he's a big fan of basketball. He'd always come to the games. And then he followed us a little bit in the playoffs when we went to the finals. And a couple of chances we had to sit with him. And so when he comes to town, we find it out. He calls or someone from the organization up there calls us. We get a chance to see him, and I've seen him a few times in Vegas also. He's a frequent visitor there.
Yeah, I've heard that, actually. There's still a 1-2 count on Ivan Diaz-Scusa, the Owlz catcher, who's leading off the bottom of the eighth, nobody out, and now a 2-2 count on Diaz-Scusa. Juan Abreu is still pitching. We're visiting with Frank Layton here on 960 AM The Zone. So a lot of Utah fans want to know. I got to ask you, what do you think of the recent draft for the ball club?
I think they did good. I think Brewer's going to help him. He's not going to be a starter or immediate maybe help immediately, but I think he's an athlete. And I think that in terms of the players they picked, they've got another guard that can play in two positions. They got a rebounder. Of course, Brewer is a guy who comes from a tough league, and the expectations are going to be high for him.
Right.
But I think Jerry Sloan is the right coach for him to get everything out of him. We picked up Arujo from BYU, who was playing with Toronto. Will give them some help inside, and I think if they're healthy, last year Boozer missed 50 games, and there's no team in the league can lose your best player to that many games, and we ended up with a 500 record. So I think that they're going to be pretty tough this year, and I think the draft actually went pretty well.
As Diaz-Scusa goes down on strike, swinging and coming up empty on a 3-2 Abreu fastball. So one man out here in the bottom of the eighth. The batter will be Darryl Sales. It seems to me, and again, I haven't been out in this community long, but that head coach Jerry Sloan has been receiving a lot of heat. A lot of people out here now getting frustrated with him.
Spoiled.
Yeah, just spoiled.
You have to realize that the Jazz had the longest streak of being in the playoffs of any team in history. All right, take the Lakers, the Celtics, anybody. All right, 18 straight years they were in the playoffs. So, and of course, they were very lucky to have John Stockton and Karl Malone for a lot of those years. And so they're a little bit spoiled. One of the things that happens in pro sports, and especially in basketball, is that the people pay an awful lot to pay for their seats. And they become more critical.
Yeah.
Now, you at this level here, people aren't saying fire the coach or, they want the team to win, but it's not life and death. But when you're paying a couple of $100 for your seat and the players are making millions, then it becomes a commodity that the people feel they own a part of.
Right.
And they're very rough. The Jerry Sloan didn't get dumb over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
He got smarter.
Yeah.
And the fact is that if Jerry Sloan left the Jazz, he'd be hired in 2 minutes somewhere else in the league. He's a tough guy.
Yeah.
He's a strict guy, and that sometimes is abrasive to people. But he's the right. I know that the owner, Larry Millen, knows it. That they don't make changes on whether the press or the fans don't like somebody. They know that he's the right coach for this franchise. And I predict that he'll end his career here probably in another 2 years, and he'll move on. But he's done a wonderful job. And I'll tell you, last year, 41-41 with the team he had.
That's not
bad. It was almost a miracle. Yeah.
Yeah, and like you said, a lot of the fans
are
spoiled.
They're spoiled.
Yeah.
And they pay a lot to see the games, and they become very critical, and they listen to the talk shows, and they listen to the writers and stuff like that. When you're winning, you don't have those pressures, you see. And it's the big leagues. He makes a lot of money. He's a big boy.
Yeah.
So God bless him.
Sales goes down swinging here. There are now 2 men out.
Brandon will be like someday when we're listening to big league games, and there you are doing them. I don't think it doesn't happen.
Well.
I mean, we've had Nance, Jim Nance.
Yeah,
he started here.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
He was a Saturday newsman, and he was the radio color man for the Jazz. And 2 years later, he was up with CBS. So I'm trying to think of the kid that's up doing the Toronto games. Jerry Howarth. He started here. He was
him.
doing the AAA games.
Really?
Yeah, so sure. So we've had some guys that have gone on and had a lot of success, and I'm taking you as one of them.
Oh, well, thank you.
All right?
I really appreciate it, Mr.
I'm out of
Layton.
here.
Thank you very much for
Thanks,
joining
Ben.
us.
We'll do it again.
Yeah,
We'll
definitely.
be back
Anytime
again.
you're back, you know
Okay,
you're
man.
welcome
You
right
know
here.
that.
Thank you
Okay.
very much.
Bye. Have a nice holiday.
Frank Layton, thank you very much for joining us. Utah Jazz former coach and president joining us here in the booth. Thank you to him. And now there's a 3-2 count with 2 men out in the bottom of the 8th and nobody on, and Tyler Johnson, the batter. V.S. Scusa went down on strike. So did Darryl Sales. And the pitch coming. This one's grounded to the left side. The third baseman, Herrera, tries to make an outstanding diving play, but it hits off the end of his glove. And reaching on an infield hit will be Tyler Johnson. He had a solo home run earlier. So apologize if you weren't able to follow the game much there during our visit, but you cannot pass up an opportunity to sit down and visit with the former Jazz coach and now the current president, Frank Layton. And he will be back with us later in the season as well. He frequents these games as well as the Ogden Raptors games up north on I-15. Was telling you he was there a few nights ago. Thanks again to him for joining us. So, Tyler Johnson now on first base. 2 men out, and Doug Reinhardt, the batter. Swing and a miss. Fastball by Abreu goes by him, 0-1. 6 strong innings pitched by their starter, Rowdy Hardy, who stands to be the victor. Never did get you the Riverwoods urgent care injury update as Frank Layton came to the booth to join us. But was talking to you yesterday about David Pellegrini as this pitch comes. It's hit into right center field. It's going to fall in front of Bigler, the right fielder, who comes over to field it. It's another single for Reinhardt, who's 2 for 2. And the runners are at first and second with 2 men out. And hopefully we can get a couple of runs here and at least make the bottom of the 9th interesting. Was telling you again about David Pellegrini, the boy from Norwood, Massachusetts, who's had some shoulder soreness and originally only thought he was going to be out 3 to 4 days. But they're hoping that he will be back by July 12th, so it's going to be a little longer than they originally thought. He's starting a throwing program tomorrow with Mike Metcalf, the athletic trainer, and hopefully he will be back by July 12th. Some soreness in his shoulder for David Pellegrini, who's been coming out of this Owlz bullpen. The batter is now up, number 26, Tad Brewer, into the game for Abel Nieves, the second baseman. Tad Brewer from Sturgis, Kentucky. And the first pitch coming to him is a fastball that misses outside, 1-0. Should he reach, Brooks Schenkel's on deck. Don't go away yet, folks. And outside of Pellegrini, Julio Perez, the only other man on the Riverwoods urgent care injury update, who is out indefinitely with that broken wrist. 1-0 pitch. Fouled off by Brewer, 1-1. He went down, did Perez, to Arizona to get a second look. We should know more on that here later this week. But out indefinitely at this point. I told you about Sean O'Sullivan with shoulder soreness, but shouldn't miss a start, hopefully. Riverwoods Urgent Care, open noon to midnight, 7 days a week, to assist you with all of your urgent care needs. They do it all from coughs and colds to fractures and lacerations. If you're sick, they're quick. There is no appointment necessary. The 1-1 pitch coming to Tad Brewer. Inside, 2-1. Visit Riverwoods Urgent Care at 280 West River Park Drive in Provo, just north of the shops at Riverwoods. You can call them at 229-2011. So Tad Brewer into the game for Abel Nieves, who finishes the game at 0 for 2 with a walk. Brewer's first plate appearance here. The 2-1 coming. He hits it hard into right center field. Going back is Dickerson at the track, and he's got it. Running all the way and making the catch on the run, on the track, about 5 feet in front of that right center field wall, and Brewer just did miss getting that out of here and cutting this lead in half. But as it stands, we go to the 9th, trailing by 6. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
Owned workout facility in Payson with the cheapest prices along the Wasatch Front has recently launched a new website, vitaminsfordummies.com. Vitaminsfordummies.com is home to over 10,000 health products and workout supplements at simply unbeatable prices, delivered right to your doorstep. You don't even have to leave your home. That's Vitamins for Dummies, DUMMYS. Vitamins for Dummies, a product of Dumbbells Gym in Payson. Log on today.
Insure both your car and home with us through Auto Owners Insurance, and we'll save you money. That's right. With Auto Owners multiple policy discount, when you insure both your car, home, mobile home, or condominium, we'll save you time and money by consolidating all of your insurance needs with the no-problem company. Auto Owners Insurance.
For a free comparison, contact Western States Insurance Agency in Spanish Fork on Center Street across from City Park. Western States Insurance. Our customers are first class, just like our service. Find us in the yellow pages under insurance.
If the gang's coming over for the big game, they're going to be hungry. You better make sure you have plenty of great pizza on hand. You better stop by Nicole Italia Pizzeria. At Nicole Italia, every pizza is handmade with the finest and freshest ingredients. It's real East Coast style pizza, made from Italian family recipes handed down throughout the generations. Look for the money-saving coupons in the deck's yellow pages. Nicole Italia Pizza, the authentic taste of Italy, right here in Provo, at 2295 North University Parkway, next to Pudding on the Right.
Up at the top of the ninth here for the Idaho Falls Chukars, who lead your Orem Owls by 6 runs, 10-4. 10-10-1 for the Chukars. 4-8-3. 3 errors, one of them very costly back in the first inning on the side of the Orem Owls. The Owls' fifth pitcher of the game is Aaron Cook, number 31. A sidewinder, not a true submariner like Darren O'Day, the closer for the Owls, who's a true textbook submarine pitcher. Cook more of just a sidewinder with a little bit of a submarine twist. He's got a 1-2 count on Gilbert Gill, who has doubled in 4 trips to the plate and struck out twice. Cook wrapped up the Division II title. His University of Tampa club went 54-6, and he was a big part of that. From Rockledge, Florida, 35th round draft pick this year in 2006. 2-hopper to Phillips at short. Crossed the diamond to Schenkel, 1 man out, 6-3 on the putout. Gill is retired. And the batter will be Brett Bigler, the right fielder. Walked back in the first, and that forced in a run. That was all the way back when Jeremy Haynes was in. That was the last batter, actually, that Jeremy Haynes faced in this ball game. Walking in his second run, and that would be the 4th run that crossed the plate. They led it 4-0 at that point. They got 3 in the top of the second, and they haven't really looked back since. The Owls have put 4 on the board, but trail it 10-7 as Cook's first pitch to Bigler is a fastball that misses outside, 1-0. Coming into tonight for Bigler. Again, told you about his speed. He's stolen his fifth base. Outside of that, on the offensive end, 265. As a Cook fastball misses outside, 2-0. But 54-6 for Cook's club, where he was a reliever at the University of Tampa Division II National Champions. That is just an unheard of record in baseball. This one's grounded up the middle over the head of Cook. Phillips is going to have to hurry, but he throws it wide to the first baseman. And going to second base on the overthrow that bounced into the dugout and popped out is Bigler. He would have reached on a hit, so I believe they're going to give that a hit and then a throwing error by Phillips. And indeed, that will be the case. So a single and advancing to second on the throwing error by Phillips is Bigler. A runner at second and 1 man out. And Alvy Morel, really the only man that's truly struggled offensively tonight for Idaho Falls. He struck out 4 times and is 0 for 5. Cook's last outing a few nights ago in Ogden on the 30th of June. Called strike over the outside corner to Morel, 0-1. Pitched an inning, no runs, just gave up one hit. A 4.91 ERA so far on the season for Cook. Here comes his 0-1 pitch. Good breaking ball, 0-2 right at the knees. Trying to get out of this thing. The Owls don't need that runner to come in. Already trailing by 6. We already need a big enough rally as it is in the bottom half of this inning. Outside, count now at 1-2. But like a pitcher, a sidewinder, the true submariner and the sidewinder usually throw a sinker ball that induces a lot of ground ball outs, and that's what Cook and O'Day do. He also has a good slider that he just missed with there to make the count 1-2. Here comes another pitch, swing and a miss. Inside fastball, Morrell chased it, came up empty. And Morrell, 5 strikeouts tonight and a ground out. He's 0 for 6. He came into the game with 7 strikeouts. In his first 12 games played, he's played 12 games on the season. And 5 more strikeouts here tonight for Morrell. So 2 men out, the runner at second base, Bigler, and Mark Maddox, the second baseman, the batter. And Cook's first pitch to him is outside. Reminder that season tickets are still available, or individual game tickets as well. 377-BALL, 377-2255, the number to call to get your tickets, or, as this one's hit a mile in the air to left. Out there is Darryl Sales. He battles the lights and puts it away. And the inning is over. They leave a runner on to the Idaho Falls Chukars. Cook doesn't give up anything in the ninth. We go to the bottom half, needing some runs. 10-4. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
Today, more and more people are insuring their homes with us through Auto Owners Insurance. We'll provide low-cost, quality protection, claim service that is second to none. And if you insure both your home and car through Auto Owners Insurance, you'll qualify for additional premium discounts.
For a free comparison, contact Bailing Insurance Agency, located on the corner of Utah Avenue and Main Street in Payson. That's Bailing Insurance Agency, Payson's hometown agency for over 30 years.
Big friends here for Utah Community Credit Union.
Jake, what are you doing?
Well, Deb, it's UCCU's 50th anniversary, and I want to let people know we're celebrating.
But when you're home, could you tone it down a little bit?
I can't tone down the excitement for UCCU's special rate on auto and home equity loans.
I know you're excited.
Did you know that UCCU is offering a fixed-rate auto loan as low as 5.95%?
Yes, it's just that while we're eating.
Or a fixed home equity loan also as low as 5.95%?
Can't we eat dinner without all
the loans as low as 5.95%, and no closing fees. Deb, no fees. But you have to act now. Rates are going up July 1st.
Jake, where are you going?
I'm calling UCCU right now to lock in this fabulous rate.
But didn't you call them this morning and last night?
Baby.
Give Utah Community Credit Union a call right now at 223-8188 to sign up and lock in this special low rate. That's 223-8188. Available on approved credit. Equal housing lender, member NCUA. If you live, work, or attend school in Utah, Wasatch, or Juab County, you can join Utah Community Credit Union. What does it mean to you?
Bourjos and Pettit, the scheduled hitters. And we're going to need more than them to come to the plate if we want to have a shot at winning this one, trailing at 10-4, headed to the bottom of the ninth. So we scored 4 runs tonight, which equals the total that we've scored the past 2 nights. But yet we find ourselves down by 6 after winning the first 2 games of this series. The Chukars stand to even things here in the Pioneer League South with this win. It would knock both teams up at 9-5 before we head north to face them at their place, McDermott Field, for 3 games, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. First pitch, a strike to Brooks Schenkel, 0-1. This one's grounded to third base weakly. The third baseman, Herrera, makes a nice play and a throw over to first base, but they're going to say Turner pulled his foot off the bag. Turner made a good scoop on the one-hop throw from Herrera. If he kept his foot on the base, they had him easily. But first base umpire Jason Birdsey right there is going to say that Turner's foot wasn't on the bag. Turner argued, but to no avail. So Schenkel reaches on an air for the second time tonight. It was a great play on a short hop by the third baseman Herrera and a good pickup at first by Turner on the low throw. But Schenkel reaches. E5 and Peter Bourjos the batter, 0 for 3. Runner at first, nobody out. And the pitch fouled off to the right side and out of play. Ty Stark. Glass savers, please.
Hey, there's even a fridge. This is great. You can put 6 packs of soda in here, milk, yogurt. You can put candy bars in the freezer.
Anything you want to keep cold, Doug. The 0-1 pitch coming. This one's hit hard into center field. Going back is Dickerson, but he's got it. Looked like it was going to get over his head. Sorry for getting you so excited. I was excited. I thought it was going to drop. Dickerson with a good job. He was playing so shallow on Bourjos. Good job of running back quickly, backpedaling and making the catch. Bourjos is retired for the first out here in the ninth. That clip from Tommy Boy, brought to you by Glass Savers in Linden. They are the answer to all of your auto glass problems. In fact, I've got a nick in the Jeep that I'm driving that is my brother's car that I could take to Glass Savers in Linden to get fixed. The pitch coming to Pettit, grounded foul down the third base line, 0-1. Schenkel still at first, and the Owls needing a miracle here in the bottom of the ninth. Haven't even told you about the new pitcher. They've got one, number 22, Jacob Eckley is the new hurler on the side of the Idaho Falls Chukars squad. He's a left-hander. And he has pitched 6 innings on the season and given up 6 runs, all earned for a 9.00 ERA. So a rough start to the season for him. The 0-1 pitch is low, 1-1 to Pettit. Pettit had a single back in the third and an RBI single in the 7th. He's 2 for 3. He's also been plunked by a pitch. 2 for 3 with a hit by a pitch. Schenkel at first, 1 man out, a 1-1 count. Eckley looking into his catcher, Mauricio. He's got the sign he wants, and he's firing home, and that one's inside, 2-1. P.J. Phillips on deck. So with those 2 hits and the RBI, Pettit takes his RBI total from 4 to 5 and gets his 6th and 7th hits of the season. Been splitting time out in left field with Darryl Sales, but actually now with Rivera out of the game, Pettit got moved over to right, and he and Sales are in the game simultaneously for the first time all season. And good to see Sales getting in there, as I mentioned, with his mother and girlfriend on hand here tonight to watch him play. Pettit fouls it down the third base line, a 2-2 count now. Jacob Eckley, the hurler for the Chukars, gets a new baseball. Alex Ortiz points out to the mound, saying, everyone's ready, let's go. Wind still blowing out to right center. And here comes the 2-2 pitch. Grounded to third base. This one's also foul, just by an eyelash. Almost hopped over the bag, but just left of it. Fielding it in foul territory is the third baseman, Herrera. And still a 2-2 count on Pettit. We could use another one of Pettit's homers. He had one a few nights ago in Ogden. A 2-run blast in that game where the Owls jumped out 4-0 before losing that one 13-4. And a lot of these games for the Owls have either been feast or famine, and unfortunately tonight we've chose the latter. This one's fouled back, 2-2. And I still stand by my word that I think there have just been an abnormally large amount of foul balls in this Idaho Falls Chukars series. Seems like every other pitch is being fouled either back to the screen or over the screen and out of the stadium. At any rate, a new baseball for Eckley, and Pettit puts his right and left foot in the batter's box. A batting glove in each back pocket and a batting glove on each hand. The 2-2 pitch. Grounded sharply to the shortstop. Great play by Gill. Flips to second for 1. They're only going to get the 1 out. But a great play by the shortstop, Gill. Diving to prevent it from going into center field for a hit, and flipping quickly to his second baseman, Maddox, who was going to turn 2. But a good slide by Schenkel that prevented him from doing so, plus the fact that Chris Pettit runs very well. So a fielder's choice, 6-4 on the putout, and the Owls are down to their final out here in the 3-game set at home against Idaho Falls. We'll be up there for 3 tomorrow, Wednesday, and Thursday. Independence Day in Idaho. 7 o'clock we'll be coming at you on 960, 7:05 the first pitch. And here comes the first pitch to P.J. Phillips, moved from third base to short, but still batting in the second position, and he's got a pair of doubles tonight. One to right center and one down the right field line for Phillips. 2 for 4. Off first is Pettit now. And the 1-0 pitch. Called strike over the outside corner, 1-1. This capacity crowd still staying on hand, though, waiting to see the fireworks here that are being put on by the club after the game. Unfortunately, we couldn't provide them with many more offensive fireworks here tonight. This one's hit into right field and should end it. Bigler camps under it, and the Idaho Falls Chukars have taken game number 3 of the series to even things in the Pioneer League South. So the Owls and Chukars both at 9-5, and that makes this upcoming series up in Idaho Falls that much more crucial, folks. We'll be back with a Dumbbells Gym postgame recap as the Owls lose at 10-4. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone.
In baseball, it takes a line drive straight up the middle to bring the runner home. If your car is having trouble driving a straight line or difficulty bringing you home, call Jack's Tire and Oil. They specialize in wheel alignments, balancing tires, oil changes, lube jobs, tune-ups, and more. To schedule an appointment, call 225-7207. Their 50-plus years in business means you're guaranteed old-fashioned service with a smile. That's Jack's Tire and Oil on North State Street in Orem.
And catch your favorite minor league team on the web at MILB.com, where it's fun to be a fan. Get in the game and get live scores, news, standings, schedules, tickets, and more. And suit up in team gear from the MILB Shop, the official online shop of minor league baseball. Join the millions of fans who just can't get enough of the game at MILB.com. There's nothing minor about it. It's where minor league baseball is always on.
Looking to get in shape for cheap? Look no further than Dumbbells Gym in Payson. Located on South Main, Dumbbells Gym offers monthly memberships for just $20. And if you sign up for 6 months, that price drops to just $10 a month. Nobody along the Wasatch Front can match these unbeatable prices. And this isn't some corporate workout place. It's a local, family-owned gym with no contracts or gimmicks whatsoever. Call Dumbbells Gym today at 465-5633 or log on to dumbbellsgym.com for more information.
It's over. The Owls lose it tonight 10-4 to the Idaho Falls Chukars. Now in dead even. 9-5 each club is, sharing the division lead and looking at the other Pioneer League scores. Casper leading 8-1 in the bottom of the 9th at Ogden. So Casper looks like they're going to get their 3rd win of the season and keep Ogden 2 games out from us Owls and the Chukars, who are going to go to play tomorrow, the 5th and the 6th, is the crowd on hand, the sellout crowd of 4,576. We list our capacity at 4,500, but we were packing them in on the berm grassy area, so a sellout crowd here tonight, an even bigger crowd than opening night by about 76 fans. So thank you for coming out and supporting the club. If you didn't even make an attempt to and you just stayed comfortably in your home, we thank you for joining us on 960 AM, but for goodness sakes, go out and get a headset, bring it to the ball game, come out and join us. We'd love to have you. We'll be back on Monday the 10th for a 7-day home stretch against Missoula and Helena. You can get your tickets at the stadium box office, OremOwlz.com, or any Smith Tix location. Those are the 3 locations where you can get your Orem Owls tickets. You're listening to the Dumbbells Gym postgame recap. Dumbbells Gym has launched the cheapest health and nutrition supplement website on the entire internet, Vitamins for Dummies, DUMMYS.com. Over 10,000 products available for a ready online purchase and delivery, VitaminsForDummies.com. Thanks to them, as always, for providing the sponsorship for the post-game recap. Before I forget, happy early Independence Day to those of you on the East Coast. You're about 6 minutes away from our nation's independence on July 4th. Tonight, We got fireworks after the game, but didn't get any during the game on the side of the Orem Owls. Idaho Falls jumping out early. Jeremy Haynes getting his second start, third appearance on the season for the Owls, and only going 2/3 of an inning, walking 5 men. That's the big note that sticks out on the score sheet. He did strike out 2, the 2 outs that he did record. Gave up 4 runs, walked in 2 of them. Only 2 of those 4 were earned off of Jeremy Haynes, the starter. So Holler then came in and went 2 1/3, but he too gave up 3 runs, all in the top of the second inning, and only 1 of those was earned, and that has just been what's been plaguing the Owls in most of these 5 losses all season have been the unearned runs that they've been giving up. So they give up 4 more unearned runs tonight, and that's what set them down early. Idaho Falls would never look back, tacking on 4 more en route to a 10-4 victory. P.J. Phillips did have a pair of doubles on the side of the Owls, and Josh Coles and Aaron Cook looked strong out of the bullpen, especially Coles, who hasn't pitched much this season. That only his 3rd appearance on the young season for the Owls out of the bullpen. Did a good job tonight in relief. 3 innings scoreless pitched for him. That was really the lone bright spot. A solo home run by Tyler Johnson that at the time made it 7-1. But then en route, like I said, to a 10-4 loss here tonight. So just not much to cheer out for this capacity crowd, but hopefully we can get them to come back and join us as we come back on the 10th after going to Idaho Falls for 3 and then Casper for 2 on Friday and Saturday. Reminder, all of those games, Tuesday through Saturday, 7:05 start. You can hear it right here at 960 AM The Zone. So that's it for tonight. The Dumbbells Gym post-game recap. Thank you, as always, for joining us. Tyler Stark back in the studio. Thank you for working the board operator, being the board operator as always. He'll be back with us tomorrow night. And we'll tell you Happy Independence Day tomorrow from Iowa. Place I never thought I'd be on July 4th, but why not? Maybe I just said Iowa. I meant Idaho. I don't know. Some state with an I. Anyways, for tonight, the Owls lose at 10-4. You're listening to 960 AM The Zone. Good night, everybody.
You've been listening to Orem Owls Baseball on 960 AM The Zone. The Owls would like to thank all their sponsors for their support. Be sure to tune in next time to catch more exciting Orem Owls Baseball live with Brandon Godden. Catch the Owls all season long right here on 960 AM The Zone. Pre-game starts at 7 p.m. Monday through Saturday and 4 p.m. on Sunday. For a complete game and broadcast schedule, just log on to owlsbaseball.com. Thank you and good night.